It's Good Friends, Good Games, and it is episode 37. So, Zenith disappeared.
He's gone now. We are the streamers.
Oh, no. Well, Everis, it's you, me, and Dil.
Oh,
What
God,
is
he's
this?
wearing the mask.
Oh, you got it, finally.
Wait, what is this for? Zenith is wearing a eye mask.
A blindfold.
It's a blindfold, but last night or yesterday, it hadn't come in the mail yet, and so he was wearing a mask, like a COVID mask, like an N95, and it looked like his face was wearing a diaper.
You wore an N95 over your eyes?
Over his
Yeah,
eyes, yeah.
ring while wearing a diaper on your face.
Why would you do just
Why the color choice?
Do you not have a
I like it.
handkerchief
It's
or
pretty.
anything?
It's
a bandana?
pretty.
No. Where you think
A
I'm from the hood?
t-shirt?
a
Put a shirt on
t-shirt.
your head. Put a shirt on your
t-shirt?
head. No one's gonna think that you can see through
But
a
what
t-shirt.
about the shirt on his body? What is that going to be?
You think he only has one shirt?
You never know, then.
You think he
It
only
wouldn't
has one
surprise me.
shirt?
Well,
Maybe
with the
it's
way
like
Zenith
the-
talks, sometimes I believe him. He'd be like, I only got one
Yeah.
shirt, guys. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, shit, he's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely need it because I've been getting an unusually large amount of requests to play games while blindfolded.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
why.
shirtless. I was like, whoa.
Ooh, okay.
I would like to keep my Twitch channel,
Come
especially
into
seeing as how we
kick.com.
just hit the 104 PP mark.
Yeah.
Just put a Zoom background of you on a beach, and there you pass.
There you are.
No.
Or get a cardboard cutout and just sit there.
Just do GTA in the background and then be shirtless and just hang out in the
Yeah.
beach area. You'll pass.
There you go. You're good.
I'll be honest with you guys. I don't even know what Twitch allows and doesn't allow anymore. They change it every week. They're like,
Well, true.
we're banning this. And then they're like, oh, well, that didn't work very well. We're going to revamp the rules. And then people take advantage of it. And then they're like, yeah, we're pulling them back again. They don't know what they're allowing and not allowing anymore.
I'm just winging it.
I don't know why someone in the chat is mentioning meth to Morgan, but
But Morgan just,
Morgan
she
has
gotta
been
try and
watching
shine,
Breaking Bad,
so.
so
Oh, okay.
Pow is
So
obsessed with these. Pow is obsessed with these, like, I guess what was that one? Cops. Remember Cops back in the day?
yep.
Yeah, she's been obsessed with those shows. So like Cops, she got into like the drug bust on the border TV shows where they like pull over the cars and they find cocaine and stuff in the bumpers and shit. And now she's on body cams. So now she just watches like cop TV shows where it's all body cam footage.
Is
Oh,
Pal
like
okay?
IRL cop shows?
Yeah, like
Not like-
IRL body cams. And I'm just like, huh. You'd be surprised where like drug smugglers hide their stuff though. She was on that kick for a while, like those TV shows where they just like bust people at the border. And like
Is
like
She's
one of
watching to
them-
learn, obviously.
Is one of them at the bum?
The bum?
Wouldn't surprise me, but I'd rather not have that on TV.
yeah. But I'm sure people do that all the time. That's how they get it in prisons. So
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
I was watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's kind of related.
Oh, that's a good show.
I love it.
love it.
It's
Yeah.
so freaking funny.
It
Is
really
that still in
is.
the air? Or did they end it?
No, they
It's
finished it.
8 seasons long, but they ended it.
After COVID, they finished up the last bit of it, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Which is sad. I wonder how much longer it would have gone.
Probably
I think they were
like another
working-
season after that.
Yeah,
But-
they were working on 8th season, possibly being the final season, but then like a lot of the stuff went down with what happened during 2020 with the Black Lives Matter movement, and so they scrapped the original plan and they did an entire new thing, which took them a bit longer to do. So
Oh,
like, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so good. It's so good.
I
It's
never,
so freaking
like, I
funny.
never got caught up in it. Like I never made it a ritual to watch, but I've seen episodes here and there, and it was funny.
Yeah.
I just never that one. Big Bang Theory. I never really got into real deep.
I
Yeah,
got
Big Bang
bored of
Theory,
that.
I gave that a try and I just couldn't do it. So
I got bored of Big Bang Theory after like season 8, 9. I don't know.
It was like some weird satire sitcom, like glorification of what nerd culture is, by people that had no idea about nerd culture. I think that was just what's weird about it.
Yeah.
I got obsessed with Suits. I totally want to be a lawyer now.
Yeah, I I watched like the first 3 seasons of Suits, and again got bored of it after a while because it became the same thing over and over again each season.
That's what most of these TV shows become. Anyway, Dil,
yeah.
Before I forget, Pal has a question for you.
Yeah.
When you toast the beans, how the hell do you toast beans for breakfast?
What are you talking about toasting beans? What?
She said, I don't know. I'm just the messenger here.
This is so random.
Yeah,
I know.
What's
This
Powell
is
doing?
so random. We just did a 180 flip. Something.
Well,
with the
we were talking
conversation.
about drugs and alcohol and booze and stuff pre-pod, so I'm lightening up the content here.
Urban Dictionary.
I mean, okay, if you don't know, you don't
need to
know.
look up beans and toast.
Well, that's the thing. I only know beans on toast, so I'm toast the bean. I'm like, what the fuck? Is that a sexual innuendo?
It's literally toast.
No,
with
it's
beans on
food.
it.
You're British. How do you not know beans and toast?
It's
No, I know
toast
beans
with-
on toast, but you're talking about the toasted bean, and I'm like,
See,
what the hell
we
is
made
toasted
too
bean?
much of a 180.
Yeah,
we made too much of a 180.
beans
Okay.
on toast is
Do you put the beans? Is like Powell like insinuating that like she
Does
wants
Tao
to put the beans in the toaster?
That's what I'm
No.
thinking. Is this Pal doing that? If she is, stop her, please. That's a crime.
Okay, whatever. I'm a fucking random podcast host. Whatever. All right, I'm getting worse at this job as the
I'm gonna have
episodes
some
go on.
words
I
with
get
Pal
worse.
here now after this. Like seriously.
Well,
As
think
the
about like
episodes
who
go
you
on,
brought on the podcast. That is your fault, Eric.
Yeah, you're the one who asked this, and you basically offended British culture there. How dare you?
No. Hannah signed off on the second half.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah,
I do
blame-
recall
blame-
you signed on for one of these people too, Zenith, so don't give me that.
I like it how Eric always brings up Hannah when he always gets into the shit. Like,
It's
you know,
Hannah's fault.
No, I'm the danger.
it's
guy.
Hannah's fault.
Because she's not here.
Yeah.
You
Or
bring me
is
on to
she?
this
Hannah,
podcast
come
is
out now.
dangerous.
Okay, and then another completely random, I guess it's not a random 180, but she also asked about tea, like how tea became like your cultural, like...
We stole
we're
it from
coffee.
India.
Really? Okay. Yeah, we're coffee
Basically.
people here, so you guys are tea.
I think it would. Where did we steal it from? It was during the colonization times. Was it China? Was it China or was it India? Oh,
It could be
we don't
either.
have to go that deep, but it clearly has been in
It
your
could be
culture
either.
where
It could be both for that matter.
did tea originate?
because I do
China.
remember
It was from China.
I
Yeah.
remember in school, like I learned in school that like tea time is a very important thing for you guys, like where you'll even like close down
Yeah.
like businesses and stuff for a period of time for tea time.
Well, to be fair, you know the Opionic Wars between Britain and China?
Right.
Yeah, that basically was about tea mainly.
And then they came here and just threw it in a harbor and then taxed
Yeah,
us or
the-
whatever.
I mean, the opioids was an extra thing, obviously, but it was really about tea.
tea is a real fucking problem, isn't it?
It really
Like,
is. It's just like
Causes all these
we
issues.
we went to China in like I think it was like the 1800s. We tried this thing. We're like, this is quite nice. Let's go to war over this. Done.
I'm
Done.
surprised that tea never made a huge comeback. Like,
Well,
Not
boba
a
tea
hu-
is like big here now.
what? Okay, what actually is boba tea? Is it just like all I
It's-
know? It's like tea with balls in the bottom of it. That's all I know.
I don't know
That's why I
the
don't drink it.
origin, but it's become a beverage in the United States. I'm not going to talk about Japan, but in the United States, it's become a beverage with tapioca balls in the bottom, and if it does, then it's called a bubble tea.
What are tapioca balls?
So
Tapioca is a starch. It's like a gummy starch.
So
Right.
basically, it's like adding these nuts into your tea. So instead,
Oh my
would you
God.
get TEAZ
Thank you.
nuts?
Now we're
Got
back
him?
to what this show's
Oh
all
my
about.
god. But you can have like milk-based tea, so it's like a milk-based drink. You can have an actual tea with bubble tea in the bottom. You can have like a fruit juice with bubble tea or with a tapioca in the bottom. Or you can have like jellies in the bottom. The possibilities are endless. How it started, I don't fucking know.
Taiwan.
No idea.
To
It
each
originated
their
in
own,
Taiwan,
but
apparently.
to each their own. But I think it's disgusting.
Oh, I
Man.
love it. It's so good.
I think it's
I've
so
never
the
tried it.
texture grosses me out.
You don't like little chewy
No,
gummies
I don't
in
like
your
things
drink?
I don't like things
Do
floating
you-
in my drink.
Do you like gummy bears?
But it's not floating. It's sunk. It's at the
Yeah.
bottom.
Oh.
So you can straw.
But what if you suck it up with a straw? Bong.
Like Okay. Before we move, okay, your orange juice. Are you pulp people or pulp like drained out of it?
Oh, I do not like pulp. No, no,
Yeah.
no,
Don't
no,
like
no,
pulp.
no, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
some
no,
people
I will
drink it
take
with pulp.
I will take
no,
either.
No. I don't like.
I will
pulp
take
at all.
either.
I'll have
Oh, okay.
smooth
I like a little
juice.
fiber in my drinks.
That's not
See?
fiber. That's disgusting shit.
No,
I
it's
don't like
fiber.
shit floating in my
No, it's
drinks.
not.
It's oof.
Ugh.
Fiber, I hardly know her.
Wow.
What? That makes no sense. Anyway, what have you guys been up to? Anything exciting? Anything good? Anything got anything fun to share?
Wow, bubble tea has only existed for 40 years.
Yeah, Taiwan.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Why
okay.
did you say that? Here I was spitting like what I knew out of my ass, and you could have been like, "Oh yeah, boba tea originated in 1980 in Taiwan."
I did say it. You weren't listening. I said it multiple
Dill
times.
confirmed
You
it.
didn't hear me. Yeah,
He confirmed it.
yeah.
Exciting things.
So-
Anyone have exciting things?
Well, Everis, do you have anything?
No, I finished my class my first of many classes over the last week. It's weird because it's like a half-term class, so now I'm starting another class next week. So that took up all my time, so I didn't play any video games. I played Zelda one day after the class ended as a celebratory thing, but like after that, no. Just haven't had the time, unfortunately. We're kind of in this like really weird point where it's too early to like do anything about moving, but at the same time we want to get a head start, but we can't. So it's
You're
like
just
it's
playing the
really
waiting
weird.
game?
Yeah, it's really annoying. It's driving me crazy.
How much time you got left?
June.
Oh, you got a ways.
I know.
Yeah, like you got a ways.
It's driving me crazy. It's weird because work is weird. You know, people are like, "Oh, I have this person that you want to, would want to have their massage," and it's like, "Well, I can't." I mean, there's no point because I'm going to be gone in like 2 months. So even if you do like the massage, then sorry, you're gonna have to find somebody else because I'm leaving. So it's like this really weird,
yeah, how
like
does
in between life stage.
How does one how does one do that whole like thing? Like, because you're obviously saying goodbye to all your clients, right? Unless they're willing to make the trip to see you. So like, do you like refer them to other people or anything along those lines? I always wondered about this kind of thing.
Yeah, if you know anybody, you kind of have to think in your head and be like, okay, because you want to give them somebody that they would like. So it'd have to be similar to what you do. But in my head, nobody does what I do. So it's like, it's hard to, I have people I can suggest to them, but I don't think they're going to get the same experience. So I worry about it. And I'm like,
Right.
do I tell them about this person? Maybe they will like him. I don't know. So it's tough. I absolutely would give them somebody because then it eliminates the stress of having to find someone themselves. But I'm like the pickiest person ever about massage naturally because it's what I do. And so I know good and I know bad. So I honestly don't have a list of people I can suggest to people because I don't have, they've all been unsatisfactory in my opinion.
Yeah.
High class.
Yeah, it's hard because I've been thinking about this a lot too. Because like my barber lives up in Portland, up north, and then he travels like once a month to LA to handle his clients down here because he owns like multiple barbershops across this California and Portland.
What?
Yeah, he's got a whole little barbershop empire.
So did he start in Oregon or did he move up there? Or did he start in California?
I honestly don't know that accurately. I think he started here and then built them out. Like he started here in LA, built them in a couple because there's the most of them are in the LA area, and then built them. Like he started going up north, but he ended up like buying a house there just shortly after the pandemic and stuff. And he's been coming like once a month to LA just to handle his clients here because it's LA. You have big clients.
Yeah.
He has celebrity clients and stuff, so he comes down here once a month to handle all those clients. But I always get in the back of my head like, is he going to refer me to someone if he just stops coming here? Like, what do I do? You know? But,
I mean, if they have somebody, it's like good business practice to, promote somebody else if you can't do it for them. But that's crazy. I mean, that's if you can pull that off and like live somewhere else, but then travel for your job with like, that's the life.
Yeah, it's rough though because he's like exhausted a lot of the times. Like he's
got a lot to do in a short amount of time.
Yeah, he's like he does like 12-hour days when he's here because he's only here for like a weekend. So he'll just do like 12-hour days over the course of 3 days and just knock all his clients out.
My hairstylist said that I should travel back up to see her. And I was like,
Well, girls don't cut their hair as often, right? Like girls don't cut their hair as often.
Depends on what you're doing. So depends what you're doing.
Yeah.
So this, not real. So I have to, every 8-ish weeks, I get the extensions put back up. And that's just, it's too much. I have to like. I'm gonna do like a full cut in a few weeks, and it's gonna be.
Your hair is shorter than naturally looks here. Yeah.
So going back to the short hair in a few weeks, which makes me sad, but you know what? It's fine. It's just hair. I don't care. It's no big deal. Whatever.
Pal wants to go shorter too, so.
But secretly in my heart, I'm like, no, please, God, no. But there's nobody in Phoenix that's gonna charge what my stylist charges here. No way. No way.
Maybe if I go to Arizona, I'll get a cheaper than $50 haircut.
That's like, if Josh had to pay $50 for a haircut,
he'd flip.
He would. That would blow his mind. That blows his mind.
I pay like £10.
Would you ever pay $50 for a haircut? Yeah, he's like.
Yeah, that's the going rate around here.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Chat, how much do you guys pay for your haircuts?
Yeah, put it up in the chat how much you pay for your haircuts. I think we had this conversation, but people are intrigued by my $50 haircuts. But
yeah.
Oh, I pay a lot more than that.
Well, yeah, but like I said, girls are a whole different thing when it comes to maintenance and keeping up appearance. Like it's a whole different beast.
It's a whole industry, really.
Yeah. I had a friend that went through like cosmetology. I've had a couple go through cosmetology school, but one of them did it and went through like the premier, like one of those premier schools where they sell like all the salon products and all that stuff in all these major salons and everything. And then she passed that class. Then she went and did like competitions across the country. And then I think she ended up like in New York. She ended up in New York doing it for like pretty high end clientele and stuff. She does really well, really well with it. So, big money in that business.
25 euros. But isn't the euro to US dollar pretty even now?
25 euros.
So about $25.
To dollars.
Yeah.
$67. That's such a specific number. $67.
Yes.
She didn't want to like up it to 70. Give herself $3 extra of profit.
$25.50. That's a good price. That's what it used to pay.
$67.99.
Do you guys tip your hairdressers?
Yeah, I do.
A little bit,
always.
yeah.
Always.
Yeah, I tip them based on certain methods. Like for example, if they are someone that washes my hair after they cut it, I will actually throw in a couple of extra bucks, because the last thing I want, especially if I'm like going to be at a mall or anything, like after my cut, I want to make sure that I'm not walking around with a very itchy shirt, right? So,
are you like a Great Clips guy? I don't know if you have Great Clips up there.
Or like those are like the chain, those chain
like
haircut
a chain,
places.
And you just go in, you pay like $10, you come out. Okay.
I
you go to the same guy?
Well, not the same guy. I just go to the same place for my hair. I've been going there for quite a few years. They're a place called Gentleman's Cuts. I only pay about $23 for mine.
I hate how little men pay for their haircuts. They get it done way more often though.
No,
Right.
I don't. Like I usually go about 3-4 months. That's why I go from like short and spiky to like
Your
kinda
hair grows
longish.
that slow?
Well, laziness and also trying to budget. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you
Like,
would go
I've-
more often if you wanted to, if you
Yeah.
could.
if I could, I'd
You're like
go
a
more
once a
often.
monther guy, or are you like once every 6 weeks guy, or once every 2 months guy?
Every 2 months.
Okay.
That's about what I am. I try to go no more than 3. I give my guy, it's 50 for the haircut, and then I give him a 10 on top, so I pay $60, and then I always give him the $10 tip because, like, let's say for example, I show up and he's running late, and then he like apologizes, but he'll do something extra, like he'll trim my beard or something just to make up for the fact that I had to wait. So I always give him the $10 no matter what. But during the pandemic, I was giving him like 15 and 20 as a tip because he wasn't really working. He was skirting around the whole thing, and he had kids, so I was like, yeah, here's a 20 on top of the haircut, dude, because that was a big thing. You realize like how important some of those small business people are when they can't work and they're not available, because that was a rough one. But yeah, 25 euros for a haircut would be nice. Anyone else got anything exciting? Everis, you are almost there to moving time. You're going to be, when you hit April, it's going to come quick.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm actually really close to finishing Zelda.
Nice.
All the all shrines run. But I don't know what to play after that.
Mm.
I mean, I could get a start on Dragon Age Origins, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm having a hard time deciding what to play after that.
Yeah, it's
And again, sadly, I'm like a one game person, so
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
You got anything exciting, Dill? You got anything
Well,
exciting going on?
I've got a project done I was working on recently for like the last 2 months. Work's been pretty busy. It's my birthday soon. Apart from that, that's about it.
Your birthday is
How's that?
soon. I think I still have my
Soon.
chat command that tells everyone when your birthday is.
Ah, shit.
Mm-hmm. I'll prop the I'll prop the command up
eight-
someday.
Are you March
Yeah.
birthday or April birthday?
March.
March, okay.
Yeah, I'm a spring baby.
Oh, so am I. I think
Yeah.
you, me, and Zen are all spring babes.
Yeah, I'm the
think
weird
so.
one. I'm a summer kid. I was
Mine
born
is
in
2 days
August.
after Evers's.
I wish
Okay.
I was born in August. I feel like I have the August. Feel like I have the summer personality.
You do have Leo
Whoa.
vibes. I will give you that.
I do, but I'm an Aries.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
got-
you
barely
got a little
Taurus.
yeah. You got a little bit of Leo in
Taurus.
you.
I'm just
Taurus.
an Aries by like 1 day. Like 1 day.
How about you, Zenith? You got anything exciting?
Well, the landlady was out for a few days, so I've been cooking up a storm at home. So it's been kind of nice to after stream ends at about like 9-10 p.m. I can actually like just cook up a storm in the kitchen and not have to worry about waking anybody up. And so I've been doing that, and I've officially I've been very lucky and grateful for my community as we managed to hit the 100 plus PP threshold. So I'm just have to keep it up for 3 months, and I'll be able to get a higher sub split.
Okay. I got to go in there and drop my resub to you. Make a
You don't
I
have to.
make a
It's
note.
all good.
I no,
thanks, man.
it has to get done. We got to keep the 100 PPP. So
Yes.
Well, the PP is still the PP is
The
there
PP.
whether or not
Sorry.
you trigger the alert.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, if anyone like cancels, then it wouldn't count.
I
For
will
the
make it
record,
up.
It
it's
doesn't-
partner points. It's partner points.
PP.
It's plus program. It's actually plus points.
Oh,
Because
plus
I'm
points.
still like nowhere near partner, but
Oh yeah, because partner plus is like
300?
yeah, never yeah.
It's all the
300.
same, dude. It's all the
no,
same.
actually, even if you're a Twitch affiliate, you can still apply for the 300. and get the
Okay.
70-30 split. But
Plus
but
points.
if you
okay.
have like 300 points as an affiliate, you likely are on the verge of hitting partner.
Right.
You can do
Because
it.
like
I can do it.
like hell, like I have a Twitch like a few friends that are Twitch partner, and they're like, there's no way. So yeah,
We'll make it happen. I can't have this downer conversation. We will make it happen.
No, I have an upper, dude. I have an upper. Eric, you had your like anniversary.
yeah.
Oh,
Happy
like my
weekend,
life
right?
anniversary, right? My life
Yeah,
anniversary.
your
Anniversary.
relationship, right?
I was getting there. I was going to get to that. So Pal and I have celebrated 5 years together.
Yay!
Let's
Nice.
go.
And put the yay sound effect. Yay!
Yeah, put the yays, put the claps. It's kind of like, how do I word it? When you get to when you're with someone that for that long, you almost kind of, I guess you kind of forget that it's been that long, because like you go through day to day, and like you go through all these experiences together, and you grow, and you don't realize like how long 5 years actually is until you kind of like look back and think about all the stuff you went through together over the course of that 5 years.
Heck
So,
yeah.
POW is literally like ingrained in my life and routine now, and a lot of my decision making and everything like has her involved in it too. So like that's just kind of how everything just kind of goes. It's a big momentous occasion. Like 5 years is a long time, but like to me, it's just like, it's like I feel like we're just barely getting started. There's so much stuff we got to do together that we're just 5 years. We're just barely getting the train rolling.
Yeah, not to mention like you were like a couple of years of a relationship, you had to deal with the fact that there's like a little pandemic, right?
That was crazy because I think we were a year in when the pandemic hit, or 6 months to a year in.
Josh and I were a pandemic relationship.
Yeah.
We
so that
started
got tough.
20. It would be 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met Pal 2019, and I think it was early 2019.
I actually met Pal.
You did. You met her at TwitchCon.
Yep.
That was like when we were first kind of like, we're really kind of being serious with each other.
Wow,
Oh.
you dragged her to TwitchCon?
She wanted to go.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
No,
kidding.
she wanted to go. I was like, you don't have to go if you don't want to. She wanted to go. But anyway, she bought me this beautiful watch for our anniversary. Where's this camera?
Aw.
Ooh.
I'm slowly becoming a watch person. Like
You better be careful, Eric, because that's her way of saying I'm watching you.
Oh yeah.
So she bought me that beautiful watch. I've been kind of becoming a watch person as I got into like watch TikTok and learning about them and stuff. So I've been kind of becoming a watch guru.
Watch TikTok?
Yeah, there's a watch TikTok.
What the
TikTok
hell
for
is
everything.
watch TikTok?
There's different, like, there's a whole watches are a whole world. Like there's good cheap watches, there's obviously the expensive stuff
Right.
like Rolex and stuff, but there's different like subsets, and there's like vintage watches, pocket watch, like there's a whole thing behind it. For something
So
that
do
is
they just
Go
so the
ahead.
TikTok video is just like, look at this model. It does this, and this, and it has this, that's made with this metal and blah blah blah. And blah,
yeah,
blah.
which is actually like really, really intriguing, like to an extent. There's also these guys in New York, like their whole thing is they work on the jewelry district in New York, and their whole gimmick, like their whole TikTok gimmick, is they go around and they buy and sell watches throughout the whole day, and they record the interactions with everybody. And you're getting like those different salesman personalities and stuff while learning about the watches. But like, there's a lot that goes into them. For like example, there's a brand called Grand Seiko, which is in the same class as a Rolex, but is actually made of better materials and better craftsmanship, et cetera, et cetera. But they have different things. Seiko's a Japanese company. So like, for example, one watch they made, it like the dial, which is the face part, it was kind of like texturized, and it was a light pink. So when you shine the light on it a certain way, it actually resembled cherry blossoms.
Oh, how
Yes.
cool is that?
Yeah, so there's a lot of art and craftsmanship that goes into like these high-end watches to an extent. Like some of them is very artisan. So like I've been learning a lot about that stuff, and that's what Pal bought me, a Seiko, not a Grand Seiko, but she bought me a Seiko, which has been around a really, really long time. They're affordable, like we'll say middle class watches. You can get a lot of them under $1,000, and they're quality, like they'll last you a lifetime.
I like how under $1,000 is mid class.
Yeah. Well, a Rolex will start you at $6,000.
I know. It's
Yeah, so-
insane.
Yeah. So
It's crazy.
and like a Grand Seiko is about $8,000. So a grand under is a middle class watch. You know,
Is yours mechanical or does it have, you know, electrical components?
It's mechanical. There's no battery in it, so it keeps time by your wrist movement and everything. So like if I don't wear it for, I think the guy said 48 hours, the time will stop ticking and then I have to reset it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But this thing is literally made to be worn every day. And I've been wearing it every day. I love the thing.
That's
It feels
so
good.
cool.
Yeah. It means a lot.
I didn't know there was like a watch society. Ooh.
Yeah. It's wild.
Where's my cigar? Where's my cigar and whiskey?
That's a whole different community. Cigar community is a whole different beast too.
Yeah.
I feel it's all under like the same umbrella of people though.
Yeah. Oh, to an extent. And then you're probably all in the chat wondering what I got. Pow actually, Chibi just said, do you have any G-Shocks or Invictas? Pow actually bought a G-Shock. Pow wanted an affordable watch. G-Shocks are about $100-$150. And I said, go buy a G-Shock. Those are like well respected. They are affordable and people love them because they're just rugged, built to like be beat on. So Pow has a G-Shock. I might get one myself too. I like the look of them. But you're probably wondering what I got, Pow. I bought us year passes to Universal Studios.
Oh, that's what you're doing. Yeah.
So we went last Saturday and we went to Mario Land or Super Mario World in Universal Studios, whatever it may be called. I don't know what they specifically call it, but we went to the Mario Land part of Universal Studios. It's very small. It's a very small section of the park, but when you go in, it's like this oasis of like childhood video game dreams come to life.
I think the one in Florida is going to be bigger.
Possibly.
It looks like it.
Yeah. Well, the unique thing about Universal Studios Hollywood is it's an actual working movie studio. There's literally studio lots and everything where they're filming and stuff. I don't think Orlando has that aspect of it. It's just a theme park.
Yeah.
But Hollywood is mixed. But anyway, it's a small little oasis of childhood dreams come true. Was I like Charlie going through Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory? So this is a funny story. Pow and I were all excited to get in there. You go through this tunnel, which basically is like a pipe. It's the pipe. You go through the pipe. It makes the pipe noise when you walk through it. It does the bloop, bloop, bloop noise when you go through the tunnel pipe. But I got all excited because I was going down this hallway, which resembles like the basements of the Mushroom Castle. And Zenith will get excited. There are Mario 64 paintings on the walls that do that wrinkle effect. And then I was cool. Like, I stopped and I got all excited because it was the Bomba Bomb, the first level Bomba Bomb painting. And I got all excited and I was just staring at it, watching it wrinkle. And Pal was like, you're missing this. She's like filming the whole thing when you exit the pipe. And then I went out there and it's just, like I said, this big oasis of just Mario goodness. They have a bunch of the POW blocks and stuff scattered throughout the park, and you can hit them, and they'll make the sound effect, or they won't. So, like,
was it really busy?
Oh yeah, it was busy. I think it was the first weekend of like spring break or the week before spring break.
Oh,
so it was pretty busy. So like you hit the question mark block, and it'll either make the noise or it'll just make the blump, like the thump noise. So it's completely randomized. And then the POW blocks will make the noise. They have all kinds of different Goombas scattered throughout the thing. The turtles, everything's like all Koopa Troopas are all scattered. They have the desert one. The desert, I forget his name, but the little prickly desert one is like floating across the top and stuff.
Dry Koopa?
It's not a Koopa. It's like the, lack of a better word, a sandworm or whatever. The one that stands tall and it's got little prickly spike things.
The little,
yeah,
the
that
worm
one
thing.
And then they have them all scattered throughout the park. We saw Toad, like they have a live action like dude in a Toad costume who I'm pretty convinced is a little person. And he's just like waving and walking around the park. Mario and Luigi taking photos and stuff. It's amazing. They do have the power wristband thing where you can go and collect points. Like you touch certain points in the park with the wristwatch thing and it'll rack up points. For kids, which I don't know what you do with them. The band is like $40. So we're like, nah.
Ooh.
But then this is the rough part. The line to go on the Mario Kart Raceway ride, I think is what it's called, is a 2-hour wait.
Ouch.
Yeah, that took a big chunk of the
I'm
day.
assuming you can probably get like advanced passes, right?
Nope. They do not do advanced passes for that.
Not at Universal.
They have it for other rides, but not the Mario ride.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Because everyone would just try to do the express passes. They would just all buy express passes.
But they're
Oh, so
missing
they're-
on money.
They're
right?
gonna do it later, just not right now. I assume.
Probably. Yeah.
The ride is a interactive VR ride that is on a track. So like you're on a track in the Mario Kart thing, in Mario's little go-kart, you're in a track and then you're like zooming around. It's not very fast, but you're like zooming around and then you have these 3D VR glasses on. And that's where you fire off turtle shells and stuff. So to aim, you're actually looking at the things and firing off from your steering wheel, and it launches turtle shells and stuff.
So it's kind of a VR experience.
It's a VR experience, I guess, for lack of a better description.
Yeah.
But, the lack of better terms, a VR experience. But Mario Land is pretty incredible. If you are it's definitely geared towards children, though.
Yeah.
You said it was pretty small.
Yeah, it's small. I don't even know what I would compare it to size-wise. It's only really like one ride and then one like interactive experience thing. It's like almost like a big giant playground, kind of. The bathrooms are weird. Are weird. It does play the underwater. It's about the size of a Costco. I guess that would be fair. Thanks, Chibi. It's about the size of a Costco in terms of
That's
square
big.
footage. For a theme park, though, that they've dedicated a whole theme to, that's fairly.
I guess
That's pretty cool.
I always pictured Costco's to be fairly large.
So it might. It's about the size of a Costco if you count the square footage the ride takes and stuff. But
yeah.
The bathrooms play the underwater theme, and then you can have like all the ink shooting like squid things like on the wall and the murals and all that stuff. And then that was Mario World. And then I finally went to Hogwarts.
Did you get a wand?
No, but they do have some badass looking wands that look very like satanic.
Josh and I did. We had to. It was actually really sweet because when we went there, he's gonna hate me. He's gonna hate me for this. But we went. You can go into like the room where they give you they have the little person doing the whole like wand shop theatric thing, and like this was such a huge part of like his childhood that he started crying while this was happening. Like it was so sweet. So that it was really cool. I love it. It's fun.
Did he do the whole thing where you like stand on the sensor and like wave your wand at the We
tried, but it's hard.
Yeah.
It doesn't work every time.
That was cool.
You have to you have to be very specific.
I can see why kids love Harry Potter. Like kids, the look I saw on some of these kids' faces was just like incredible. They were so excited. They would like get the door and the gears to the door would open up and stuff with the wand and everything. It's really like it melts your heart as an adult because the kid just got all excited, jumping up and down and everything. I was like, kid, you're having the time of your life. Go for it. I did not get to go on the ride. They kicked me off the ride.
Which one? Which one?
What was it?
There's two of them. There's the roller coaster, and then there's the one where it's like
the Haunted Mansion style one.
Oh, okay.
They kicked me off that ride.
What the hell? Why?
I did not fit in the seat, and this has never happened in my life. Even when I was huge, this has never happened to me. I've always managed to fit in a ride. But
what?
It's not because Eric is a fat ass.
Is Eric's a beefy ass?
Yeah, the harness would not come down.
What?
Like the harness would not come down over my chest enough.
Oh.
What?
It was like digging into my chest and it was real painful. And the guy's like, you need like 2 more clicks. Like it's supposed to go click, click, click. And then he had Pal like stand on it to like see if it'll shove it down. But it wouldn't click anymore. And then I was like kind of in pain. And then I was like, well, I guess Hogwarts don't respect gains around here.
No.
I left.
Jesus. That's insane.
That's crazy.
that kind of sucked. I did not get to go on the ride. I felt bad. I was like, pal, go on the ride. It's fine. Get on the ride. She's like, no, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Then we just went on The Simpsons. And then I got the big fat donut, the big pink donut.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so good.
Was it good? Was it
Hell
actually
yeah.
good? Okay.
I did the whole sad, like, depressive eating. I couldn't fit on a ride. So I was like, let me go get a big fat donut.
So I gotta ask, what is obviously you get to go to Universal Studios all
Mhm.
year, right? But is there like a benefit to going multiple times in a year? Because they don't put out new rides that often.
They don't put out new
Is it
rides that
just-
often. The nice benefit now, it's weird right now because places, I don't know as far as Disneyland goes, but for Universal Studios, pricing wise, a day at Universal Studios on a Saturday is about $120.
Yes. We did notice that. Actually, you're exactly right. We went to Six Flags,
Okay.
and we wanted to go 2 days because we knew we wouldn't be able to fit everything in 2 days. You can buy a season pass for more than and it's less than 2 one-day tickets. That's how close the margin was.
Mhm. So
I don't know if that's the margin for Universal though.
So here's what it's saying. So like Disney or Universal Studios for a Saturday was $120 a ticket. I went through Costco and I got 2 season passes that got us 11 months with blackout days, of course, but 11 months worth of time for $170 a piece.
What?
Damn.
What?
So obviously it made more sense to just spend the extra $50 and I can go more than once.
Right.
Pow and I talked about it over time and we're like, you know what? The real benefit is obviously if we don't get to go on everything, it's not a big deal. We just come back another day
Yeah.
without hassle
Totally.
and finish stuff up. But there's also cool things. Like, for example, the Toadstool Cafe at Mario was completely booked the day we went. I can just go online, book a day, and then we can go up there and go for dinner. Because we can just
Yeah.
enter the park. Same thing. You want to eat at a restaurant in there, or you want to go watch one of the shows or something, or just go shopping and see what they do.
Totally.
So the benefits of it are fairly nice, and we're fairly close to it. There's a train stop that will stop at Universal Studios, so we don't have to really pay for parking every time and things like that. So the benefits were nice, and it seemed to be the best deal. Disneyland, I thought about Disneyland. I was actually budgeting for Disneyland season passes. I can't even buy them. They don't sell
Ooh.
them.
What?
They sell
Like they're
them like
out?
yeah, they sell them
Like
one
they're
time
out
a
of-
year. Yeah. They sell them like
Wow.
Comic-Con now. Like they open up the sales for them, and if you don't buy them, then that's it. You're out.
Wow.
So Universal Studios, it was.
Is it
and
just
was
me
worth
or
every
do
penny.
I think that Disneyland's overrated, but
I don't know. I've never been.
I've never been either. But based on what it looks like, I think it's overrated.
Yeah.
I was at
Well-
Disneyland when I was
at TwitchCon.
it was at the very first TwitchCon where I was very sick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
it was
no fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was definitely worth everything we paid, or I paid. It was definitely worth everything I paid for it, and I can't wait to do it again. We'll go again in a couple weeks and do the rest
Is
of
that
the
the
stuff.
first time you've been?
In years, the last time I went was easily 15 years ago, give or take.
Okay. Did you
Like, I
do
had-
the whole tour?
Yes, the tour is very different now. There's no more earthquake, and then King Kong is like 3D right now. Like King Kong's a 3D show instead of the animatronic King Kong,
Mm.
which is
We saw a
kinda weird.
couple of really cool ones.
Mhm.
We
They
saw
changed that
the
up.
water.
But yeah, that's another answer to your question too. Like, you can go at different times, and they change the tour around, and you'll see different things.
Oh, I didn't know they did that. That's
Yeah.
cool. I mean, it makes
Uh,
sense because they're doing new movies all the time, right?
Right.
But
So
that's cool.
it's pretty cool. It was worth it. We had a blast. We can't wait to go back. We got a couple other rides we want to go on. And we'll see. We'll see where the year takes us. But yeah, it was totally a fun
Love
blast.
it. Yeah, I didn't know that was so inexpensive.
Yeah, it's very affordable when you look at it.
Relatively
If you go through
speaking, of
Costco,
course.
if you get it through Universal Studios themselves, it's $170 for 9 months.
Okay.
So the Costco deal bought us an extra 2 months for the
Gotta
same
love
price.
that Costco.
Fucking Costco will be at my wedding. They are so ingrained in our lives. Sorry, that took a long time. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of personal stuff, work. We celebrated our anniversary We went to Disneyland, and then this does have to do with games. Pal and I took the plunge, and we played our first game of D&D.
Ooh.
Like real life, sit at a table, Dungeons and Dragons.
You've had a freaking good week, my dude.
So what characters do you got?
I have the fight. It's the human fighter, and then Pal picked a dragon. I forget which one specifically she picked the dragon. We're learning. This is a learning experience for both of us. Thankfully, the dungeon master we were playing with, he's an old buddy of mine. I worked with him for a long time. He makes it so immersive. He puts the music on. He's got a stream deck at his table with the music, and it plays like over the Alexa and everything. He does.
Was this a single session campaign?
No, we're actually going back tonight.
Wow.
Nice.
We're gonna go back tonight, and we're gonna see how the next session plays out. He's been very generous with us. He leveled us up on the first session, and he's being very helpful and friendly with it, and just not gatekeeping by any means, which is a fear Pal had, like of gatekeeping, like, you know, oh, you don't know why you're here type of stuff. So he's been very friendly, and Pal's been really enjoying it. She got really into the whole like immersive, like.
Did she do the voice and everything?
He did the voice and everything, but his wife and Pal and I, we got into like character and kind of like talked it out, like, you know, the character scenario and everything, like, what are we doing here, like, you know, oh yeah, we'll take this job kind of thing. But it's a lot of fun. He
cool.
3D prints all his miniatures. He 3D prints all his settings. So like he 3D printed all the little houses and everything.
Dude, I saw a picture of that. That was sick.
It's unbelievable.
That was sick.
And
like,
the
because they're like full displays.
And the table he has, he literally bought from a company that makes Dungeons and Dragons and tabletop game tables. It actually converts into their dining room table too.
Oh wow.
So, you know, it's a nice beautiful piece of furniture that just converts into a dining room table, and then when they want to play, they can slide it all out, and it has everything in there.
I've seen those. I've seen those. They're really cool.
Oh yeah, he told me it was four figure table.
I remember when I was what, four figures?
Yeah, like huh?
4 figures for the tabletop?
Yeah, for the whole table.
Wow.
Yeah, 4-figure table. I didn't ask the exact price, but it was a 4 figures. He's like, "Oh yeah, dude, easy." But you were gonna say something else. Sorry, Zenith.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, my parents were heavily into D&D, and I remember back then the dungeon master had like one of those like had like this giant dungeon board that he made that was kind of like done you know how it's kind of like a cardboard, but it's like got like a image printed on it where it's kind of like a book cover,
right?
And so it actually felt like a real board game. Like it came from the makers of D&D themselves.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
My dad actually he chiseled out using like tools and knife sets to try and shape out all the characters in that. And that's like one of my very first memories as a kid. And I just thought that was like really cool. My dad would do like all the hand painting, and you know, I definitely do like miss the days where my parents were like big nerds into like those kinds of games because they loved their RPGs. But yeah, it's just like always fascinating that like D&D has been around for that long.
It's grown in popularity. I think Critical Role and those type of aspects of, you know, the hobby have really put it into the limelight. Baldur's Gate helps a lot too. My
buddy Conda Fiction, he basically earn a living because he's on one of the bigger D&D podcasts called Just Roll With It.
Nice. Oh yes, I followed this podcast. It's on my list for when I drive.
Yeah, nice.
It's such a fun hobby. It's such a fun
really
hobby.
Cool. I really got like, I can see it's, if you're like one of those improv people that really likes to improv and like act, it's the perfect game. If you're going all out with it like that, you improv your characters, you make up your story of your characters and all that stuff. It's not the experience I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be really. Not gonna lie, guys. I thought it was going to be a really like closet nerd experience, but it was
Nah.
very. It was very cool.
It's a fair assumption.
Yeah, it was very. It was very cool.
Because it can. Because it can be.
Oh, of course.
It's all.
It can
It's
be.
all
Yeah.
about who is in charge and the people that you're with.
Yeah, because like you come across your DMs that are going to be like, no, yeah, like you don't know anything about this, and they will like focus more on like certain party members, or like if you don't know anything, they're just gonna kind of just ignore you and gatekeep you, as you assumed. So if you find the right kinds of people, they're gonna do everything they can to make it fun for everyone.
Yeah,
and so it sounds like you found like a really good DM. So
yeah,
hey,
because
congratulations on
it. Yeah,
yeah,
he loves it. I think that's what he loves it so much, and he wants people to play with. So I think that's what sets the tone for making it such a pleasurable experience. So yeah, that's been my life the past week. It's a lot. It's been a busy couple weeks. I'm exhausted, but did have some time to play some games. Let's look at the sheet here. So a little bit of a repeat from last week, but Dil and I have Final Fantasy VII going still. So Dil, we'll touch on Final Fantasy VII a little bit more. How far in are you now?
I am 52 hours in.
Oh my god.
And I am 62% done with the overall game according to PlayStation console.
Wow.
That is huge.
Yeah.
50 hours and 60% done.
Yeah. I'm on. I don't even know how many chapters there are. Do I want me to say what chapter I'm on?
No.
Eric, or do you want me to, yeah.
No, you're super far ahead.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see if I can try and finish it by the end of the month, but we'll see. We'll see.
So my question is to you. Is the game getting better, or are you starting to see, like, is it starting to shine through and like the true colors starting to come out yet?
Dude, I've had my emotions playing this game have been all over the place. Like, I've gone from intriguement to horror to sadness to confusion. I have so many questions that I want to ask a friend of mine, but I don't want to because they played the OG game and they know the spoilers, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so hard to like say anything about this without saying spoilers from the game. But like, I don't think I've played a game for a while that has made me feel so many emotions in the space of like the last 2 weeks that I've played it. Honestly.
Is it making you happy? Is it making you sad? Like, how is this affecting you?
Everything. I feel everything from it. I feel laughter. I feel sadness. I feel joy. I just, and then my brain gets burnt out afterwards because I just trying to process everything.
Who's tugging at your heartstrings? Is it Aerith or Tifa?
Tifa.
I've already like them heartstrings, huh?
Can we talk about that, by the way? How you can romance people in the game?
You can. Yes, you can romance people without getting too
romance
deep into spoiler territory.
Well, you can. I don't know.
Don't tell me what happens.
Well, there's a thing in the game called the affinity meter, basically, which basically the more you do certain dialogue and certain like missions and stuff like that, it will increase that affinity to that person to you. And I've made sure that I do all the best options for Tifa, basically.
What does the infinity... This isn't really spoiler territory because it is a mechanic of the game.
Yeah.
What does the affinity circle do? Do they become more reliable in combat, or...
So there's...
Dialogue options, right?
Yeah, it's more like dialogue options. And in certain cases, especially with like the Tifa one that I've been doing... you go on like you actually like interact with them more than you would do in a normal playthrough, basically, where you're like neutral to everyone pretty much, as far as I can tell. But I don't know because I'd have to do a second playthrough where I'd have the affinity high with someone else, so I can't really talk about it too much without going into spoilers, honestly.
It affects each person, like each of your like it's not just romance, it's like everyone, right?
It's not
Right.
just romance, it's like everyone has it, and then like the more you do, like not just like main quest but side quest content and stuff, like the more that you get an increased affinity for
Yeah,
everyone,
that's like
basically.
Dragon Age.
Yeah, so like, and it's just really good. I've been really enjoyed it. I mean the remake took me like 36 hours to beat my recent replay through. So like I'm 50 hours in now, and I'm only just got past the halfway point basically in the game.
That's a big
There's
one.
so much. There's so much to do.
I've noticed like there's a lot of interaction between Tifa and Aerith, and they're becoming like this adorable again girl power duo that's just fantastic in this thing,
Yeah.
which is a fresh take because that they never did any of that in the original game.
They didn't. Okay.
No. There was no like real deep interaction between the two of them like that. Not to the point where they become like friendship, a friendship like they have in this game. They did a lot with the characters in this whole remake trilogy. Like Jessie's a small side character in the first one.
Well, she was a lot more in the first game. Now,
yeah, in the remake, she's plays a much larger part in the game, almost to the point where you would want to romance Jessie. That's how deep the interactions get with her.
I mean,
none of that was touched in the first, the original release of the game. So it's a interesting approach that they've done to all these characters, and it makes sense because all these characters over time have built fandom, by their respective groups that love these characters. So it makes sense that they would go and dive in and start building up those characters, which is why the games are getting so big.
Yeah, and that's why they've like expanded. They've basically taken each like core concept from each like part of the game and expanded upon it to the point where you can learn a lot more about these characters, the worlds that they live in, the people that live there, enemies for even the fiends. The fiends, like how you have like such description on them for like how you can take them on and everything like that. It's like really well done, honestly.
I'm so sad that they haven't been able to. What I feel, they haven't been able to release another Final Fantasy game that has had the same impact as some of these earlier titles. Have been.
True. I mean, 16 did well last year and got like I think one or two awards,
but based on like what you're talking about this game, there's not that level of depth.
No, well, I mean, Final Fantasy 7, I think wasn't it like one of the first ones to like really break the ground for them as well. Like it was like one
I don't know.
It's
I don't know enough about the Final Fantasy.
It's like 4 through 7. So like 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Mostly 6 and 7 are the ones that are kind of like the cornerstones of that whole series. And then 10 is what really kind of like took it full bore with the, the full motion video and all that kind of stuff and really made them these cinematic experiences. But 7 is held in such high regard. And to answer or to respond to what Everis is saying, I think it's hard for them to do. They can do it, but I think part of it is just the community itself, because there's, they're always kind of gonna have to go back, and they're gonna go back and keep trying to find the Tifa in whatever the new character is, or they're gonna try to find the Cloud in what's the one in 16? Clive. They're gonna go try to find the Cloud a bit in Clive.
Do you think that's going to impact things like Witcher, where there's no longer Geralt, so now we're going to keep looking for Geralt in whatever future Witcher there is?
Maybe.
Full honesty, yes. I think it's going to have an effect on it.
I'm trying not to, but I totally see that being a thing.
So you're totally get what I'm saying. Like, you can see why.
I understand what you're saying. It's just like, it's not impossible to find new love in a new character.
It's just hard.
True.
It's hard.
It's hard. It's like a breakup. It's like a breakup. Like your friend moves away and then you find a new friend that moves in next door, and then you're like, oh, you're cool. But then you miss your old friend,
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
That is kind of sad.
But I
Every
think
friend
that's the
fills
problem
a different role.
Yeah.
That's how I feel anyway.
I think that's genuinely the problem they have, though, to getting these games to the same level of what 7 and 6 and those did, because those characters were just so iconic at the time.
Yeah, and everyone has their favorite Final Fantasy game, don't they? Like, it's not just like one for everyone. It's like everyone has a different one they love for like certain reasons, and their first one pretty much as like Final Fantasy. I mean, technically, the first one that I did play myself was 15, I put a few hours into it, and then I didn't really come back to it. And then 7 Remake was the first one I properly played and really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
like 6 is a phenomenal game. That probably is my favorite one. 6 is the Super Nintendo, Super Famicom one. That really like took the storytelling to the whole thing like to a new level. And then that also came during that golden era where it was like Final Fantasy VI, it was Chrono Trigger, it was Secret of Mana, and they were just cranking out games one after one in that time frame that just put them on the map. But back to the 7 Rebirth, this game's hard.
yeah,
it's
it has
harder than the first. It's harder than Remake.
Did you put on normal level?
Yeah, I'm on normal level, and
I'm on normal too. Yeah,
I'm probably gonna play easy.
you can do if you want. Yeah,
I'm about maybe 3 or 4 hours really into it. I haven't had much time to do it, like I fully admitted, but
so
I got to the snake.
Oh, the snake! I'm trying to remember now.
The chocobo section, like when you first get the chocobos and you have to cross the swamp.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I know.
And that I encountered the snake boss, and
God,
ladies and gentlemen, that is the first asshole of this game because that thing was a struggle bus, dude. Let me tell you.
I have a question for you then.
Yeah.
How much of the side content have you done?
Little to none, and now I'm starting to realize I gotta go do side content
because I beat that boss first try.
But how much side content did you do?
All of it. all of it. I did all the side content that was in the grassland area. Yeah. So like, So yeah, my advice to you, Eric, do the side content.
I want to do the side content. I want to do the
side
content.
You don't? Do you really? Because it doesn't seem like you do.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you enjoy it.
My factors nowadays are time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, do I have 40 hours to dedicate to side content plus another 60 hours to the game?
You just gotta lack the sleep, man. You just gotta take the sleep out of the occasion, and then there you go. You can play more.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quit my job, like change my whole life around and not work, and then just play fucking Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. But
I mean, as I said, Eric, I've done like 8 to 10 hour streams sometimes on this game.
People take vacations off for this kind of thing.
Yeah,
they take time off.
Yeah, I'm starting to think I should have.
Yeah,
I'm starting to think I should have.
That's all they do.
I've done that with my job. I've literally like, I think when Pokemon came out, I took a weekend off. When Elden Ring came out, I took a weekend off to work to play it.
I can't do that. I don't get those joys. But
I do.
It's okay. So like this is, I think too, this is going to be one of the problems I have with this game is the amount of side content might deter me from actually finishing the game. Because there's so much to do, and a lot of that side content is probably going to be necessary to progress the story and play the story of the game. So you look at it, it's like climbing up this mountain where you're like, this is a tall ass mountain I got to climb. Am I even going to get this done? To where you play it for X amount of hours and then it kind of just falls into your backlog. That's what I'm afraid of.
That's why I'm making sure that I play nothing but this until I finish it. That's what I'm doing at the moment. For the last 2 weeks, all I've done is play that game. Whenever I get a chance.
Everis, you're like the opposite of this. Like you like these long games. Like you like these long journeys.
Oh,
right?
Everis would love this. She would love Rebirth. Holy crap!
Oh, I fully intend to play it. I just have to
finish.
There's just so much other stuff. Right now.
So how do you? Because you obviously have a different approach to me. How do you take these long games and just see this like, oh, I'm going to do all this? Like, how do you get the positive vibe out of like, I'm going to spend hours here doing this? Like,
enjoyment out of it. That's what it is.
It's funny because as I'm going through Zelda, I'm easily over, I don't remember. It's like over 200 something hours in it at this point.
Nice.
Now, part of it's probably AFK hours. That's a possibility that some of those are AFK hours, and where I just forgot to turn off the game. But it's a weird kind of obsession. And I'm gonna call myself out for possibly, I don't know, a personality trait of completionism.
Okay.
And not everyone has it. Me and Josh, we both do. We like to do everything. There's no half-assing what we play. And I would say that's just a personality thing.
Are you one of those ones? Are you one of those people that is like, because I'm one of those ones where it's like, oh, I want to try this. I want to try this. Or everyone's talking about this. I want to play that and see how it is. Are you one of those ones that's like, I'm okay not playing that. I'm working on this right now. Or do you get kind of that FOMO?
Depends on the game. It depends on the game. I definitely have come to the acceptance that I'm not going to be able to play everything, and I have to prioritize the things that I really want to play.
Yeah, see, I have a hard time with that.
Like this like I have to play this game, otherwise it's just going to drive me crazy. And that's what like Breath of the Wild was that for me. Not Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild's that for me because that was like the first like open world Zelda game, and I was like, holy crap, this looks sick. That was one of those games where it's like, I have to play this game. This has to be something that I add to my, know. And that was like the first game in a long time that I played that the year that it came out. So otherwise, I usually wait like 2 or 3 years before I play some of these newer games.
Damn, that's how you save money too. Good for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. To be fair, waiting does actually the benefit because if you wait like a year to buy a game, normally it's on sale at some point. So
it's on sale, and I think the worst part is like, I feel very fortunate that the social media I have curated does not spoil things for me. But
I will say about spoilers with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I've not seen a lot of them, which I respect.
Do you think that's because a lot of people already played the game and they know the story based to,
possibly
basically how it's going to end up? So there's no reason that they need to like, oh my gosh, this thing happened. I didn't expect it. What?
Yeah. Well, it could be that, or it could be that like a week before the release of the game, Square Enix literally posted like a post like saying, please do not spoil this shit.
Who actually follows that?
Who does that?
Apparently the Final Fantasy VII community, because I haven't seen a single spoiler about anything. Those that I have seen have warnings all over them and everything like that. So I'm like, avoid them. So.
I think the people that do know and went through the original experience know how special it is in a way, and maybe they are being respectful about it and not saying anything. Because it truly is an experience. Like it's one of those things. It truly is an experience. Whether you're like, what the hell did I just play? Or wow, that's incredible. It is an experience that you go through playing that game. It was something special at the time. But yeah, we're still cranking away at it. The game is much harder than I think Remake was. I'm the first boss and I'm already struggling. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be one of those things where...
Again, mate, you just got to do the side content.
Yeah, we're going to go back and do some of the side content and build ourselves back up. I knew it. I knew it was coming.
Another component, I think, too, my ability to complete games or 100% games, or at least as close as I can, is that you only have the opportunity to play a game for the first time one time.
Right.
True.
And so I don't want to screw it up, and that's why I'm going through Tears of the Kingdom and going through all the shrines, because I know, like, man, I really should have gone through all the shrines. And me personally, I feel weird, like I feel like the odd one out here because I actually enjoy the shrines a lot. I think they're exciting and fun.
Oh, dude, the Tears of the Kingdom shrines are so fun because you can break them so easily. Like,
they're blessed. There's no like one way to do them, and so you can kind of be creative with it. And it's like, wow, I'm going through this one where. I just went through this one where you're riding, there's this car you drive and you drive through this little obstacle course. And like, it's like, I don't understand why. I don't know. Some of them are like, okay, yeah, that was whatever, but I still enjoy I don't know. I think they're just kind of a fun way to like break up the exploration and be like, let's do a little puzzle, I don't know. I'm weird. But anyway, you have one opportunity to play a game for the first time.
True.
And there's no going back. There's no takesies backsies. So you might as well do it full-heartedly.
Yeah, so. I hear you. Did you do all of Starfield already?
No, that's an exception. I feel like Starfield is one of those pick it up, put it down games.
Do a little bit here, do a little bit there.
Do a little bit here, do a little bit there. And also this year, I believe they're releasing mod tools. So I think we'll give it another rehash when mod tools come out, because then that will just blow up the realm of possibility in that game. So
anyone else
that's
have
an
anything
exception.
on anyone else have anything on Final Fantasy before we switch back over to Dil?
Well, you guys are the only one who are playing it right now, so
Zenith's been watching it.
I was
Has
watching
he?
it for a little bit, but I haven't been. I've been a little bit too busy to keep up with it recently.
Gotcha.
Well, I know you're also trying to avoid spoilers as well. That's why you didn't come to my channel that one time, because you were trying to like avoid
you
it.
played 7, right, Zen?
Yeah, I did.
The old school. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Dil is working also on some Spider. What is the NG Ultimate Run for Marvel Spider-Man? What is this?
So I started this a while ago and then kind of got sidetracked by a lot of game releases, so I kind of like put it on the back bench for a while. It's basically a run of Marvel Spider-Man where I start a fresh new save file on ultimate difficulty, which is the hardest difficulty in the game, pretty much. I've played Marvel Spider-Man now about 5 times. This is my 6th run of the game. I just decided to do this in my own spare time as a little challenge to myself. Like, you know, can I beat it without all the upgrades and everything like that and get more from scratch and then, like, you know, try and see if I can beat that. I'm doing it for that one. I want to do it for Miles Morales, and I want to do it for Marvel Spider-Man 2, since that now Marvel Spider-Man 2 does actually have New Game Plus after, like,
They just patched
5
it,
months
yes.
of it being out. Yeah, recently. Yeah. So, yeah. That's basically all it is. I got done with a project that I've been working on for the last 2 months, and then like I think it was Monday, this like last Monday that just gone. I had a bit of free time where I just thought, I just fancy gaming for the day. So I just went through a bunch of different games, and that was one of them. So I just returned to it for a bit and did a bit of grinding on like the side content and stuff.
Are you getting any different vibes playing it on like the ultimate difficulty versus is it that much of a difference?
Ooh, so the gadgets, you know, the gadgets you get in the game, they're a lot more scarcer in ultimate difficulty than they are in the other difficulties, and trying to replenish them is hard whilst you're trying to fight like an army of like bad guys that can kill you in like 3 hits, basically. So like, yeah. You have to like dodge a lot. You have to make sure you can counter quite a lot easily. There's like moments where there was a funny moment that happened though, where like I was trying to dodge someone, I got hit, I jumped up, and as I jumped up, a rocket launcher hit me and then ragdolled my freaking Spider-Man, so he just went flying into a corner somewhere. Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, it's just something that I came back to that I haven't, because we've all done that, right? We've all done something where we've started something and then we got sidetracked by like in real life, other games going out and everything like that. And I just fancy going back to it. I'll probably try and get back to it more often, I think, during time and see where it takes me. I also want to see if I like the first game more than the second game too, because the second game got a lot of like, although it got a lot of positivity, it also got more criticism because it did feel more rushed than the first game. So I want to kind of compare the two as well and see if I feel like now like the criticism there is worthy. You know,
my opinion was that Miles was the best of the 3. In terms
Miles
of
was best of the 3.
Yeah.
He was.
And Miles is just such a well done game that it is like it's just the right amount of content in the right amount of time to get it done with the good enough story that it was just this nice little package, like nice little baked cake, and it was just fun to play and tasty, and it was a great game.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, that's all I've been doing. I mean, I've been doing other games as well, but like, I mean, I could talk about Helldivers too, but then I'm like, you know, I've already
Pow and I
been pitching that to you.
went to the Steam sale. By the way, the Steam sale is now live, guys. If you did not know,
Yes.
I got Undertale for $3 for my challenge from Everis, so we picked that up. I picked up Lethal Company. So if anyone wants to dive on that, Pow and I have Lethal Company now.
Yeah, I have the
Sounds
game.
good.
So Lethal Company. Don't know what else I'm gonna get.
Zen, is Diablo 2 on Steam? Or I know you challenged me to do Diablo 2.
It is actually on the Blizzard app.
Right.
It was on
release,
sale too. I should have probably sent it to you.
Oh, spring sale. Spring
Yeah,
sale.
the spring sale went live on Thursday.
So rack up them deals, build your backlogs up even more.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, I purchased like 3 games from there. I got Party Animals because I wanted to check it out, and I was waiting for it to come to PC via Xbox, but I gave up on that, so I just finally picked that up. I got Spirit Fairer. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Spirit Fair.
Yeah, because I heard that's a really good game, and I wanted to like pick it up at some point, and it was like £3, so I just
Hades
thought,
is 50% off.
Yeah,
I'm looking at my wish list right now.
You should do it. It's really good. That.
Yeah,
I know. I don't know why
really
I don't
good
have it
deals
already.
right now.
Yeah. And I also got a game that I had on my wish list like for like the longest time, and I'd never actually like played it. Called Yooka-Laylee. Can't remember it's called.
Ukulele, yeah.
Ukulele,
yeah. I put that one up because it's been on my wish list for like the longest time, and I just figured, why not pick it up and play it at some point? You know,
Going back to our simulator discussion, City Skylines 2 is $45. House Flipper 2 is $32.
Ooh.
Some decent stuff on sale. Some decent stuff. I usually go straight to like the $10 and under section when these sales go live, just to see what's dirt cheap and pick it up.
I go back and forth. So this time around, I went for my budget was like £20, and I was just gonna get what I could get for like £20 with all my wish list. The time before that though, I got like one big game, and then like that was my budget basically.
Baldur's Gate 3 is $53.99, 10% off there. And then if you are looking for Final Fantasy VII Remake, that is $34.99 on Steam. So there's a lot of good deals to be had out there right now.
Yeah.
All right, Zenith, you've been doing some Doom Eternal.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the consensus on Doom Eternal?
It's
so this is it's Doom Eternal. It's my second playthrough of this. I originally started my playthrough on the PS4, but then I was like, you know what, I can't aim worth shit there. I can't really like maneuver around because I mean, how many of you guys have played FPS games with the controller?
I did the whole COD
I don't
on
because I know how terrible it is.
I mean, I grew up on I grew up on PS3 with Call of Duty, so
yeah.
Hal's actually pretty good at it.
Really?
On a controller, she's good at it. I have a hard time with it. I did the whole Call of Duty like on PlayStation thing.
Is that because that's all she knew, or is that because she has tried mouse and keyboard and she just prefers the controller?
To be honest, I think it's just she's so used to the thumbsticks that it just works for her.
Okay.
And then when you adjust the thumbsticks like in the game, you can become unstoppable with the thing.
Like, I don't get it where in Doom Eternal, playing with a controller, I struggle. I have to play on like the easier difficulties. But like in Ocarina of Time, I can snipe things with the bow that doesn't even have like an aiming reticle. Like no problem. And I don't freaking get it. But
you're used to that though, aren't you? You've done that like 1,000 times.
True.
Yeah. With Doom, it's like, a new experience.
You've done it twice.
Not a new experience, but like you've done it like a few times.
Yeah, because on what is it, Majora's Mask, there's like a little minigame where you have to like pop balloons while you're on horseback using the bow, and I'm like sniping things from like the other side of the field, and I'm like, there we go. But
you are so good at that.
I don't know why.
I mean,
so good at that.
That blindfold then could probably be useful for if you actually could do it blindfolded as well. I'm just saying, you could probably do it.
I say play it blindfolded. Play Doom blindfolded, see how far you get.
Not Doom, but like, if he plays a Zelda game blindfolded. Like one of these really knows.
But I've been enjoying Doom Eternal on PC. I mean, I'm taking a couple of weeks break because I have like a lot of things in the pipeline that I need to do. Plus, I have a no logic randomizer roulette coming up, so that's going to be fun. But yeah, I'm actually able to now that I'm playing Doom Eternal on the PC. It's I'm actually playing on hard difficulty, and I'm finding that I can keep up with it.
Good.
But the game is so metal. I mean, like
It really is.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal in terms of
you
like
shoot a hole into Mars, and then the robot dude is like you can't just use yourself as ammunition for a cannon. This is a weapon,
yes, you
not a
can.
teleporter.
Yes, you
Doom
can.
guy's like, I don't give a fuck. So he just jumps in the cannon and just shoots himself to another part of the planet. I'm like, this is so cool.
It
his
really
name's-
is.
It's the Doomslayer, right? That's his name, right? Doomslayer.
Is
Yeah.
that the
yes.
character's name?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doomslayer.
and honestly, this soundtrack is just so badass. I mean,
It's
just
so good.
Oh, it's so good.
Like,
It's
Mick Gordon
it's so
just
good.
knew what he did with that soundtrack. Honestly, he
Yeah.
so knew it.
I'll chime in
Wow.
a little bit too because I was actually doing where's my spotlight? There we go. Come on, Eric.
With
There it is.
Doom,
So I was actually doing Doom 2016. That is on
Yeah.
my that's my next run for Back to the Backlog, which episode 1 is up on the YouTube channel now for Good Friends Good Games. That was my Super Mario World playthrough. Episode 2
Cool.
will be up for it soon. A little behind on everything. I gotta get caught up. But I did do last Wednesday. I played some Doom and 2016, and Doom 2016 is hard.
yeah.
I don't know what it is about
I
me this week
died
in hard
so
games.
much playing that game.
And I'm doing it mouse and keyboard, and I'm getting the wrist cramps and everything. There's
Yeah,
just so
will
much
happen.
like there's just so much like traversing and like acrobatics and everything you have to do in this thing while you were playing the game and shooting. And then
I mean, I will warn you there, Eric. If you think it's bad in Doom, Doom Eternal is going to
I hear Doom
really
Eternal
test
is
you
much
from-
harder.
Oh, yo.
I hear it's much harder.
It's a lot more fun traversal, I will say, in Doom Eternal, but like, oof, your fingers are going to hurt. That's all I have to say.
And I found myself dying a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of repetition. Like I kept repeatedly dying, so I kept trying to find different ways to like take out the area of enemies. Like I would go over here and use this weapon on this enemy, and then these on this, and then I would go traverse over here and then do this, and then they entice you a lot. I've realized this playing through it. I'm about midway through that game. They entice you with stuff like power-ups, like 4x damage, and it's just sitting right in the middle of the map there for you to go and grab for your taking. But then you go and you grab it, and then you realize you wasted that power-up on like low-level enemies, and then they start throwing the big stuff at you, and then you're kind of like, shit, I really wish I waited for the power-up till the end, because
Yep.
I got hit
You
with
got-
like 3 Satan dudes.
I
you
gotta
gotta learn
say
quickly.
that like looking for secrets in the levels are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're really fun.
There's a lot of flashback stuff in there. Someone in the chat here, I got blisters on me fingers. Yes, I actually did. And like I was getting cramps and arthritis.
I felt old for the first time the other day where I was on stream and like it was the first time I was playing on a controller and my hand was hurting and I was like, have we reached this point in life?
Yeah.
This
where
is
I
a
can no
thing.
longer
This is the thing, because I noticed my ASWD hand. I get cramps in the shift, like the pinky finger for shift and control and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, this is clearly age, like getting me, because like my arthritis is a thing, guys. As you get older, as much as we want to deny it, arthritis becomes a thing. So, and then especially like me working in IT and all that stuff and doing computers for 20, almost 30 years now, like it's bound to happen. I ended up going and like treating myself because I had a good year at work. And I treated myself and I went and I bought like the small, like mechanical keyboard, the little 60% ones.
Yeah.
And I want to see if that actually helps, because everything's almost slightly more compact in a little more compact package. So I'm hoping my stretching and stuff isn't as bad, because it uses a shorter space bar. I think it uses a shorter shift key and stuff too. So hopefully I don't have to like stretch my hands out further and cramp them up. So I'll report back and see how that goes. But yeah, that was
harsh
a rough
reality of life.
one. It's
Yeah.
my reaction times aren't as good either. I noticed that.
You just gotta keep practicing.
I catch things. Well, practice.
You don't use it, you lose it, bro.
Yeah.
You don't use it, you lose it.
Is that a thing? I thought like once you start losing reaction time, like you lose it. Like you just don't react.
No.
I
as
don't
well.
know about reaction time,
You
but
can home it in, you know.
But I do know that like your ability to learn, your
Cognitive.
muscles,
Mm-hmm.
your flexibility, mobility, those kinds of things, you can definitely keep going as long as you do them.
Everis is just scaring me. I feel like I'm like 20 years away from this. Like,
Oh, I scare everyone. I scare everyone. That's the point. It's to scare you to do things that you need to do in order to keep your.
well, you being a professional in the field,
Correct.
what age range do you start noticing that these people start coming in for this kind of stuff? Like, you know, for back pain and all that, like.
Your 30s, like mid 30s, I
Oh,
would say
no.
is about where it
Oh,
starts. It's about where
gosh.
it starts.
Oh no.
When people start to complain about like their bodies starting to like not function like they used to, is about in the 30s. Now, there's varying degrees and everybody has
Obviously.
different pain tolerances for things, but like that's about where I see it. The 20s and younger are like usually athletes and stuff. And you know, it's like, oh, I tore my meniscus or whatever, or like I'm a gymnast and now my wrist hurt or my back hurts or whatever. It's like that's usually what I see, but usually it's like the mid 30s and later. It's when I start to see people like degenerate.
I've over the years, like I've managed to avoid carpal tunnel, like extreme carpal tunnel, fairly well. I have symptoms of it, but it's not like I need the wristbands really or anything yet. I'm in that stage where I have to just stretch and like step away and stretch my hands and stuff like that. But arthritis is definitely starting to like come in.
Is it because arthritis is fairly genetic? Does it run in your family pretty bad?
My dad had it. My mom has arthritis. But like I've noticed like, and a lot of it too was just health. Like I was so huge that, you know, it did wear and tear on my feet, my ankles and stuff like that. So it's just like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It's damage that's been there long before, you know, I'm starting to experience it. Now that, you know, I'm more mobile and I'm lighter and everything and like I move a lot better, I've noticed that the damage I did is there. But like I get arthritis a lot in my hands and stuff. Like every now and then. My feet, I get a lot. I'm like, God damn, this sucks.
Dill's like, yep. Okay.
Don't worry,
that's cool.
Dil. Your
That's
birthday's
cool.
coming. You're almost there, fam.
I'm turning 30 in about a month now.
I'm still like 2 years away from that nearly.
Yeah, but you take overall very good care of yourself, Everis, so you'll be fine.
I know,
Yeah,
I do.
everyone
That's
does.
my goal in life. That's my goal in life, is to defy aging.
But yeah,
Mhm.
so on Doom,
It's
Doom has
hard. It's a
definitely
hard goal.
tested. Doom has definitely tested my cognitive ability and my ability to keep like going. And I was just like, damn, I don't really know. It's also tested my frustrations, but that's a whole different conversation. I've actually behaved on stream where I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to walk away and not play this anymore.
Ah,
Were you a rage quitter?
We'll talk about it in the second half here, but there's a couple
Okay.
moments where I've just been nope. And I've done it. But yeah, back to Zenith over here. So yeah, that was me playing some Doom. And then Zenith's doing Doom Eternal. You also Elden Ring. I thought you took Elden Ring through every nook and cranny and every date humanly possible.
I did on my first playthrough, but on I've been coming back to it because I wanted to spend some time going experiencing it on a second character because I'm not quite sure if my current character is going to be like too overpowered or whatnot. So like I kind of want to like find like a nice build that like where I have options whenever I go into the DLC.
okay,
So,
yeah.
but currently right now, what I'm doing on stream is I'm doing a thing where Elden Ring, but chat tells me how to play. So,
Oh,
everyone
interesting.
gives me quests, whether like it's either like a channel point redemption, subbing, as well as basically just any kind of support, can get you quests. The last time I did it, I had some where I had to go pet the dogs in Caelid, or go sunbathing in the swamps of Aeonia, That was fun. And
swamp of Florida.
and most recently this week, I had to do one where I was blindfolded against Margit, and then I had to fight Margit with one hand on the controller, and also had to do it without the Sorcerer Roger that usually helps you with the fight. And I actually almost got him. But the problem is, well, I just couldn't. And for some reason, I was better at fighting Margit with one hand than I was with two hands. And that annoys me just a little bit.
That's a hell of a
Because
skill.
I had maybe both. I was 3 hits away from killing Margit with using my... I'm right-handed, by the way. I was using my left hand on the controller. Like, I was... If I can get my PS4... You know, I'll just use my Pro controllers. Like, I had...
Use your one hand.
So I had about... I'll use my knee as an example. So, basically, I had one finger... Kind of like using the analog stick, and then I would... like have like my fingers over here trying to press R1 and R2.
What the shit?
And then I would like use the D-pad because sometimes I had to swap between like healing flask and magic flask, and the other one that like does the other abilities. I was also like using my pointer to like dodge roll. It was and also a square to heal, and for some reason I almost got him. And not to mention earlier before that, you know, like those giants at the beginning of the beginning area in Limgrave.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had to fight one of those with one-handed, and I beat him my first try.
Nice.
Do you have
One-handed.
larger than average hands then?
I have small hands because I'm a small guy.
I mean, look at my hands compared to my face.
So this is my face, and I already have a small face. This is my hand.
I thought he was gonna say small head. He's like, I already got a small head.
Look at my teeny tiny hands.
Oh.
It's a
me-
funny
I think
comparison
me and
because
Eric
what if
have
my
similar
what if my head
sized
small?
hands.
I think my hands are small. But
I've got
call me
piano
crazy.
fingers.
No, there's compared to your face. Put on top of your face.
Oh,
On top of my face? Okay.
Yeah.
Your hands aren't very small.
No,
Personally. I don't think so. Not
I thought my
really.
hands are small.
It might
my
be
hands-
small.
Well,
It
no,
might be
check this out.
small, like for your body, but like in terms of what you need them for, you know.
Just tiny little like T-Rex hands.
Well, fortunately my pinky does not cramp up when I push the shift button.
I wish I could relate.
because my hands are small. I think.
I wish I could relate.
No. But yeah, it was actually a fun experience. So that's what I'm doing.
I said, yeah, well, that sounds like fun. I thought you had done everything in it, but now you're tackling it one-handed. That's some...
Yeah, in other ways, I had the very first time I played it, it was silly because people were telling me to, all right, so now try playing with your feet. I'm like, I'm not playing with my feet. So especially when not long afterwards, I was mashing the controller with my face because I had to play with my nose. And especially when your feet's there, yeah, no.
I was gonna say, I was wondering if we could get you one of those like Elgato foot pad things, and then we could just like
DDR pad.
oh,
DDR pad.
that might work.
People do that all the time. People do
But that's the
FromSoft
PC
game
version,
playthroughs
right?
on the
Like
DDR
Elden
pad.
Ring, but with the driving wheel.
Oh, that's probably been done.
or the Donkey Konga controllers.
Oh, that's already been done.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought about it. I was like, we'll get you the Elgato like foot pads. We'll just get you a couple of them. That way you have the 6 buttons you need and everything. And then just...
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure
Elden
someone's
Ring, but
played-
controlled using the massager.
I'm pretty sure
No.
someone's played Elden
No.
Ring with dance pad as well.
Yeah?
I had to,
That's
like,
on the
massage
PC,
certain-
right?
Yeah, I
You
would just have
okay
to
there?
like massage certain muscles of
The
my body
DDR
in order to
pad?
control my character.
They sell them now with USB
Yeah.
input. I'm
I
pretty
was going
sure.
to say, yeah, you'd have to do the PC version because I don't think that, or would the PlayStation recognize the USB dance pad? Can the massager
people do
beat
it all the
Margaret?
time,
Can Elton Zen beat Elden Ring with his massage gun?
Tune in next time.
Tune in next time.
But yeah, it's got. I wonder if the PlayStation could even recognize the pad. Let's get it. Let's get Zen a DDR pad. Let's see what happens.
We'll have to find out.
We'll get that shipped over to you.
Side quest.
Anything else on the Elden Ring, or anything else you're playing, Zenith, before we skip to the break here?
Nope.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a break, and then we'll be back and talk about some raging moments. Good friends, good games. We'll be back shortly. All right, good friends, good games is back. Zenith wanted to share his gifts with us.
Yeah.
That sounds naughty.
USB
Hey.
and support controller.
Okay.
Which will be very handy for when I'm playing any of my N64 Zelda randomizers.
Cool.
Because then I can use the C buttons.
I didn't know if you knew about them, but somebody actually made a USB version of the Pro Pad one where it's more like a what the hell is it called? I'm gonna look real quick. 64 gamepad. I forgot what it was actually called. There's like a specific controller. One company released it, and it looks
like what?
I'm trying to explain it. You might have seen it before. This was made by some company way back in the day. But I'll put it in the live chat for you here.
Oh yes, I remember the Mad Catz controllers.
Yeah, Mad Catz controller is pretty insane.
It's this guy right here. And this is like a replicated version of a third-party controller from back in the actual N64 days. But
I think I remember this.
I forgot who made the original one.
Ooh, what the hell?
Yeah, it was mostly like Mad Catz back then, because I think they made some stuff for the Super Nintendo as well.
Yeah.
Like, they're OG, but I haven't heard of these guys, Hyperkin.
Yeah. Hyperkin makes all the retro, like, stuff now.
Yeah.
It's like 8-bit do, and not 8-bit do, Retrobit. It's Retrobit and Hyperkin. They make all the, like, if you have a Super Nintendo or something and you need the adapter, the AC adapter, or the, you know, the AV plug or whatever, that's all made by like Hyperkin and stuff now. That's where you get your retro accessory goodness from. They also make all the like remakes of the retro controllers and stuff.
I'm so sorry. I'm playing with the best gift of all.
Oh my god, the bubble wrap.
Bubble paper? Bubble wrap?
Yeah,
but who made the controller? Who made the controller you just bought?
This is if I can freaking figure this out. It doesn't even say on the box. What the hell?
Oh, it's an unknown new controller maker.
Is this
it was
Temu
one
special?
that was recommended to me.
Imagine.
No, I'm not fucking touching Temu. No way.
Is it on like the info pack, like the info paper on the inside? Is there one? Did it come with one?
I don't think there is one.
Well,
I'll figure it out.
Some cheap crap. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not.
I'm gonna guess it's
kidding.
Saffun, Saffun, because it looks just like the one here.
Let me get you the exact model real quick, because it was recommended to me by Riley, who actually tried to buy. It's a Saffun.
Okay, that's what I was looking at here. Yeah, the Saffun.
Yep. There's a bunch of them that come in like different colors, like orange, black, red, blue. I just got the regular one because that's all I need.
Let's see. I think Hori also makes this stuff. Hori N64. Yeah.
I'll send you the exact one that I got.
Yeah, there was not very many people that made retros. Like, there was not very many third-party controllers for the N64 back in the day.
No, not really.
Yeah, it was
and even then, I do remember having like a GameCube controller, where it was actually like half the size of a GameCube controller. It was quite tiny, and it was like the one that my mother loved to use because she was. The little my mom has like small hands. Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool. But yeah, nice. So, we're using this for the randomizers. Oh, he disappeared.
He gone now. He's back now.
It'll definitely help a lot with the randomizers, because you know how like in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, like you have like the C buttons, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of hard to use the bow or use your items when trying to perform glitches and tricks when you have to like constantly use the right analog stick all the time to pull off the tricks. Like for example, there's one where it's called bomb hovering, and you do a backflip, then you shield and use a bomb in midair, and you just keep floating and floating and going higher and higher and higher. It's really tough to do it on an analog stick, but using the C buttons, it's way easier. So
interesting. There you go.
Wow, we did it at the same time. Jesus.
Yeah, retro N64 controller, everybody. All right, so Zenith has come up with this little game. That we're gonna play here.
Yeah,
we all have a game that we've raged at some point in our lives. So, what we're gonna do, we're gonna name off the game that raged us, but it's going to be up to the other individuals on the panel here to guess why we raged over it. So, we're gonna go ahead and start with Dil.
Hi,
Dil, go ahead and give us a game that has made you rage.
Top of my head, Cuphead.
Okay.
So I'm guessing, I think for Cuphead, from what I understand, maybe we should try and guess which boss did Dylan.
I don't know any of the bosses.
Ooh, it's gonna be a fun one, isn't it?
Let's see here. I didn't finish Cuphead, but let me look at the bosses here.
Yeah, this boss made me stop playing the game. I haven't gone back to it since.
I'm gonna go on a
How long were you working at it before you gave up?
Let me find it on Steam. About 38 hours I played of it.
That
then
one
you gave up?
boss?
Not that one boss, no,
The
in
one,
general.
how long of the one boss before you gave up on it?
Oh, maybe we're talking I did an entire, like, 6 hours, one stream, maybe 12 hours, maybe, I don't know, maybe like 6 hours, maybe 12 hours? Something like that, I don't know.
It was the flower.
No.
No, well, wait, no, not the flower.
No.
It's the airplane one.
Nope. Got past that
Really?
one too. Yeah.
Did you play, Eric?
I played Cuphead, but I did not finish it because, like
Okay.
Dale, I got to the airplane boss, and that shit drove me insane.
Yeah, playing boss is pretty shit. I will say.
Yeah, that was
Don't get me
ass.
wrong. It's a great game and greatly styled. It's just very hard. You have to like really, really play it like good.
I think the dragon boss is what
Nope.
did Dylan, because that's a big wall right there.
The bee.
I got past that one.
It was the bee.
Nope, wasn't the B.
All right.
All right.
Share, Dale. Which one was it?
I got to the second to last boss in the game, the Dice King.
Oh, you got
And-
far.
I got far. I got to the second to last boss. I did the Dice King for like, I think maybe 2 to 3 streams. I was getting too mad at the game and I just put it down and I haven't been back to it since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think I did that
So
one
close
on my
yet so far.
4th
Yeah.
try. But it
Fourth
was
try.
the dragon. There was a boss near the end that it was the Medusa one. That
Yeah,
one
Medusa
took me
one
like
was pretty
20
difficult.
tries.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that one was so
But-
awful.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about Dice King. I know what it was. It was the cards. You know when he does the cards thing the other day? I could not figure out how to get past that. I tried my best with it and I just couldn't do it. That was the difficult part of the boss, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
You know, and then with like, I think with the Dice King as well, with each like selection of like a certain thing, you have to do it also a mini boss in the boss as well, which also really annoyed me. Like, so yeah, that the second to last boss in the game, I got close beating it, but like, God, I might go back to it one day, but I just haven't felt the urge to since then.
Don't blame you.
Yeah.
All right.
Not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's
Not
not worth
worth
it.
it.
No, it's worth it.
I'll say this: if I hit any goals on my socials or anything like that, maybe I will. Who knows?
What if you do
So-
it for St. Jude? Like, just the
I might
Dice
do it
King.
for a Saint. I could do it for Saint Jude goal.
There we
You
go.
know?
Try and
There
beat
you
the
go.
boss.
Beat the boss I got stuck on, yeah.
According to Prom here, Dill's trauma that you've experienced, Dill, has you haven't shaken it yet.
No.
It's a child trauma that you can just not
It's
shake.
a 6-year-old trauma that but apparently I last played it 9th of March 2018. This was 6 years ago.
Jesus.
Yeah. And since then I've played, at that point I actually was playing the Dark Souls series as well. I was playing the Dark Souls series too. I did Sekiro the year later. Demon Souls remake.
Coming back to the game, that you would actually have an easier time with it.
I might.
Because that happened to me with Witcher. It's not like there was like bosses that, it's not like I rage quit that game, but playing it a full time, like a second time, I came back and I was like, why did I have such a hard time with this boss the first time? It just was so much easier.
I mean, I will say, my first playthrough of The Witcher, I had a hard time playing it. But once I understood the mechanics of the game, the second playthrough was a lot easier, basically. Yeah.
It's one of those things, too, where you get frustrated, and then your frustration takes over your... what's the word I'm looking for? Your frustration takes over your patience and your focus, because you're so like, it's getting you so frustrated that you start making dumb moves. You start getting like, you just keep doing bad runs trying to beat something. And then when you walk away and then you come back after a extended period of time, you've taken the steps away from it. You're not thinking about it. You're not doing anything with it. You come back and you realize, oh, I'm rejuvenated. This is not that hard. But I think frustration really is a deterrent for focusing on something you're trying to get through.
I just know that when I get too mad at a game, I lose interest. I like, if it makes me too angry, I need to step away, and then like sometimes I don't come back to it for a while.
Yeah.
So,
Prom says he knows what game you're gonna pick, Everis. So
I don't think he does.
Oh.
Everyone has. I'm trying to think of a game that most people either A, haven't played, or B, haven't raged at. I'm trying to think of something non-stereotypical. Everyone's raged at Dark Souls. Everyone's raged at Get Over It. Or Getting Over It. Everyone's raged at, let's say, Overcooked, right? Mine is...
Yeah, yelled at Everis.
Mine is the first time I've ever rage quit a game. First time I ever rage quit a game was... It just slipped my brain. It slipped my brain. I'm going through my... It is. I've scrolled through my Steam.
Rattle the brain.
I've scrolled through my Steam. Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh. Okay. I have not played much of this, so I'm not going to be able to give an answer. Answer to this.
I've done a full playthrough and beaten it. So, what part was it like?
You're supposed to guess.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember the game.
Have you touched this one, Zenith?
No.
Bosses.
I have another one too, but
okay. Well, we can go to the other one after. Let's see if Dil figures this out.
Was it? Was it Mora?
No, and it's really pathetic. I don't want to even tell you.
Was it a boss or was it something else?
No, it was not a boss. That's
okay. It was just a platforming puzzle that had lots of spikes.
It's
Did you fall in the
area of the game that I do remember.
Yeah. Is there anything else you can kill yourself on other than spikes?
Acid,
even more spikes.
Even more spikes. Enemies can just like hit you.
Like,
you can fall to your death. Like, I don't know. You can get like shanked while you're like climbing up stuff. That's also.
It's always the fucking puzzles, dude. It's always the puzzles more than the bosses.
The sad part is I put myself. Oh, are you still guessing?
I mean, we can do if you want.
Give it another shot, Dale. Give it another shot.
Was it the environment? Like, was it like an environmental thing that got killed you in?
It was, but it was by my own demise. So I saved Because you know how you can go through at any point and be like, save, like, it like if you die, it resets you to a certain point, right?
Yeah,
And you
Right,
set
okay.
that point.
You save points.
And I saved at a point that was very challenging, and I had very, very, very minimal amounts of health left.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way to recuperate from that in either direction.
Is
So
it not?
I could go left, I could go right. Either way, I was ending up into a place that would screw me over. And I swear,
Huh.
I tried for like
I'm gonna look at the map now. I'm
an
curious where that
hour.
could be.
I tried for like an hour and a half to try to get beyond that point, and that was just it for me. I was like, nope.
According
Not
to
gonna
Prom
do
here, you
it.
soft locked yourself.
I
Did
did.
she?
It was
How did-
it was
you
my
can
own
do that?
fault.
You can soft lock yourself in the game?
Probably.
Well, I don't know because I played the game for like 13 hours and beat it.
It
Well, we
was
can't all be
stupid.
expert like you, Dil.
It was so
I don't know.
it was just really dumb. It was one of those points where it's like I shouldn't have saved at that particular point with that much health that I had. Which case locking myself in both directions, because no matter which way I would go, I'd get killed by something.
Were
And it
you
was very
close-
hard.
were
There's
you
a lot
close
of
to the
old
end?
games that would actually do that, where it would, if you would save, like for example, like some of the older Tomb Raider games, if you ran out of supplies and if you like die, even if you're on the very low health, you reload the game with very little health and you're screwed.
Ooh.
So
Ugh.
it's very frustrating when that happens. So sorry I had to deal with that, Evers.
Yeah,
I
that's
know,
that
it's just so
sucks.
sad because
Yeah.
the
Why
game
can't
is
you just
so-
like go backwards? Like, it's
the
like,
game
all right,
is
if
so-
I could just go backwards and just kind of like go back into this area with more health, and we'd be just fine. But no.
It's
So
so
I get it.
pretty. The music is so nice.
really is.
It's a beautiful
I don't
game.
know, maybe I'll go back to it.
I feel like you
Maybe.
should like do what I did. Maybe you got on better and you can actually like get back to where your point with like there's even even without doing new playthrough.
I
Maybe.
know. I've never been great at platformers.
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
I don't play them very often, so it's not like I've really gained much experience since then to
Hmm.
try it. Like,
Okay.
I mean, Eric has seen me play freaking Mario, and
It wasn't that bad.
yes,
Dun,
it
dun,
was.
dun,
I
dun,
kept
dun, dun.
dying. It was pathetic
don't-
and sad.
So
don't die
okay,
in
I do
Mario.
want to bring
You
this.
get
I do want to
close.
make the point of this, okay? Because it does bother me to an extent.
Ugh.
People think that because they die X amount of times in a certain game or level or whatever, they think they're bad at video games. One, it's not a race for fucking anything.
No.
Like, we're not all racing to be like the best video game players in the world, unless you're speed running on purpose. But like, everyone has different skill sets, different reaction times, different, abilities.
I
My
wouldn't say I'm
reaction
bad at
times.
video games. Am I bad at platformers? Yes.
And that's fine.
But I wouldn't say that I'm bad
No.
at video games.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
you're so hard on yourself because you're like, I'm
I
bad
know.
at Mario. But it's like,
It's
okay,
not that hard. It's personally not that hard of a game. It's one of the easiest Mario
Which
2D
Mario game is
platformers
this?
that are.
now
Which
to be
Mario game
fair,
is this?
you're talking about
Wonder.
Mario Wonder. We were talking about Mario Wonder, right?
Correct.
Some
Okay.
of the stuff in Mario Wonder is not easy. Some of it took
No,
me
but
several times.
compared to some of the older ones though.
Um,
The older ones I find to be harder.
that's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that. But by no means is everything in Super Mario Wonder easy. There was a couple I struggled with
No,
when I was
yeah.
playing it. Some of them are not easy. Some of those 4 and 5 level ones are just a fucking grindy nightmare.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's fair to be that hard on yourself. Unless you were like dying repeatedly on a 1-star, then I would be like, okay, yeah, you got a
Dude,
problem
this was
here,
like
girl.
World 2. This was like World 2 or some shit, okay? Like I don't remember what it was. And it wasn't even like a rage moment. It was just like, wow, I'm really terrible at this. Like it's just it didn't mean rage by any means, but anyway,
right,
that
give
wasn't
us
even the ragey.
Give us another one, Everis, since a lot of us didn't finish Ori. Give us another one.
Link to the fucking Past.
Oh, that one's easy.
No,
That's the worm.
Oh, the easy game. That I
Link to the
definitely didn't
fucking
rage
past.
quit. The randomizer.
You told us the story. The worm. You got stuck on the sandworm.
Yes, I did. I
don't
did.
know.
And
What's the sandworm?
I didn't get stuck
that
on
is
it though.
the
I
second or
actually
third
did.
boss.
I actually did get past him, but at great- at
Ice
great
Palace
frustration.
is what stopped you.
Ooh.
No, it
Wait,
was
no,
Moldorm.
wait, sorry, I retract that. Skull Woods, the thing with the hands that grab you and take you out of the dungeon.
Fuck that thing, dude. Fuck that
I didn't even get that far. I beat Moldorm,
Yeah, I remember Moldorm.
and that was as far as I got in the game. I was like, fuck this shit. If this is how hard this one is for me, I don't even want to know the rest of the bullshit that I'm gonna
What?
Oh, you
experience.
sweet summer child. That is
But
so
now-
easy compared to
Why-
the stuff you
why-
would have been through.
A lot of
looked
it
at
I
the
had
buff.
to like
What?
a lot of it I had to like learn, and a lot of things that like people who are used to these games take for granted. And if you didn't grow up with that, if you didn't grow up with all those things, you have to learn them as a later gamer. And it's like
What
it
did
is
it? Were you
What?
did you keep like bouncing off him when you swung the sword? Did you keep like bouncing off him and falling off the ledge?
yeah, dumb stuff like that, and
Yeah, they hit the tail.
not realizing that you could power up your sword and do the spin attack probably would have helped me a bunch.
Well, to your benefit, it's chaotic. That segment of the game is chaotic.
He is random. He is
Mhm.
a random boss. He does not go in a pattern. So you have to guess which direction he's going to go into. Do you know, I actually beat him over, I mean, Prom, how long was it? How long was I trying to fight this guy? It was a long time, but I got to a point and I was like, I turned on the final countdown.
It's the final.
Yep. And I
Is there
beat,
footage of
I
this?
beat the damn boss.
You
Is there
get, sometimes
footage of
just
you
need
doing this?
motivation. That's all you gotta do.
It was amazing. It was one of
Um,
the best. It was one of the best moments.
That okay,
on
so
stream.
I can understand it's hard. Like I can understand how it was hard for you. That is one of the easier bosses in the thing. There's stuff
I
that
know.
gets way worse in that. The fucking,
That's what's so stupid.
the
Yeah.
fucking butterfly on the conveyor belts. That shit's a
The what?
nightmare.
Oh, I got to tell you this real quick. So I actually experienced a rage quit in the last week. So I'm playing
was-
Link to
oh.
the Past randomizer,
Okay.
and I'm not only are the enemies randomized, I had 4 hearts. I had no weapons. The only way I could defend myself with was either the boomerang, which doesn't do damage, or bombs, and I
Oh,
only had like
nice.
10. So I was in the Skullwoods. So there's like a certain room in the Skullwoods dungeon where not only am I dealing with the grabby hands, but I have to push and pull the statue onto the switch to open the door right behind you. Eric, I think you remember this one. It is the worst room in the entire game.
Because the hands come after you. Like you take out the hand and then like the statue only moves like 2 steps before the hand comes back.
Yeah.
And it's just a
But-
constant slog of like kill, hand, or move, kill, move, and then yeah.
The
that
thing
one's-
is, I couldn't kill. I had, you know those Moldorms? The mini Moldorms? The snake
Yes.
things? The thing is, you can't kill them with the boom. You can't affect them with the boomerang. So I actually had to pull the statue, try not to take any damage, otherwise I would have been dead, or taken out to the beginning of the dungeon. And I would have to pull it onto the Moldorm, and I would just instantly die because there's enemies that are stuck at the very top right there, and I'm just like, this randomizer is not beatable. So I actually said, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm done. Here's your rupees back, and cancel Link to the Past on the schedule for the foreseeable future. I'm not doing
Damn.
this.
I'm not doing this
Wow.
anymore.
I want to
So-
go back. I want to because I feel like
would do
it's
it.
such a it's such a treasure.
Is
But-
It's
this
one of the harder
game-
ones. A Link to the
game-
Past is not easy by any means, especially if you're doing it
I
the
wanna-
old school way without the save states. It's hard without the save
I
states.
want to go through a guide, I think, because there's so much, and you might call it cheating, but I don't.
I've used guides plenty of times. You know,
great.
Yeah.
I want to, you know, and I know there's a lot of like little things that you can get early on in the game that where you don't have to like do as much exploring to find to help just make your life a little bit easier. And I think I'm gonna, you know.
Is this game available on Nintendo Online?
Yes, it is.
Good to know.
Give it a shot, Dil. If you're not in the middle of something, like give a Link to the Past to the shot. Enough to the where you like, if you get through the first like dungeon and you decide that you want to keep going, you're really in for a treat, and you probably will see it through if you're really feeling it's.
I'm very curious. I'm very curious about this one boss called Argus.
Which one is that? What's it? The
Argus.
I know, but what's he look like?
I don't know. It's on the Swamp Palace apparently.
The Swamp Palace. Oh, it's basically a thing that has like a whole bunch of like it's like a giant eyeball thing. It's got like a bunch of floaty things around it. You have to use a hook shot too.
The jelly eyeballs. The jelly eyeball one, right?
And then you say the butterfly is one of the worst ones. The moth
butterfly's a fucking nightmare.
It's not bad if you use the fire. If you use the fire rod.
Yeah,
especially if you use bombos. If you use bombos, you just set it on fire and you're good.
Yeah, that one's tough.
Why is Ganon a pig in this one?
Because that is Ganon.
He ate too much bacon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Ganon pork.
Ganon pork. It's a different Zelda timeline, Dil. Now remember, this is the third game in the whole series. They never even really decided what Ganon was gonna be until like Ocarina of Time.
Yeah,
that's when the timelines happened.
So, all right, Zenith, give us your game that you've raged at. That wasn't A Link to the Past.
I got
no randomizer
two
either.
Guys.
No randomizer either.
No, okay. No randomizers. So, some of my biggest rage moments. Now, the first one was Dark Souls. Now, I know you guys are like, "Oh, come on, Zenith, that's easy." You know, like everyone rages Dark Souls, but I had the worst introduction to because I played Demon Souls, and like that, I was fine with that. But Dark Souls, I dealt with some grade A bullshit tier bullshit that actually turned me away from Dark Souls, and I almost gave up the Soul series entirely because of this.
I never finished it, so Dil's gonna have to tackle this one.
I'm thinking here.
And someone that may have been watching my YouTube channel back in the early day might have seen exactly what caused it.
Was it a boss?
No, not really.
Not really. Right.
Was it a mini boss?
No, not really.
Was it an environment that you were in that you fell into?
Sort of, but not entirely.
Was it the poison rats? Those things are little shits.
Poison rats, are frustrating, but wasn't enough for me to say no.
Was it the ghost?
No, because like the ghost, you can come back to that later.
Yeah.
All right. Share, since no one here knows. So
I, very early on in my playthrough, little wee old Zenith, mistook one of the NPCs in the first area as an enemy.
Didn't.
And when I killed him, I was being invaded by literally every single player that was currently on the PlayStation 3.
Oh, you fool.
So I couldn't go 2 minutes without being invaded.
Nice.
And I kept being invaded and invaded, invaded and invaded.
Oh god.
And I was having such a bad time. I was like, guys, I don't think I can play this. I'm done. I'm so fucking done with this.
Did you say it like that?
You
did not say it like that.
What's his name? I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking about as well, Zen. Yeah. I have killed him before, and it has come back to bite. It does come out to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, exactly. Because like it does something to where like people can just invade you. It's called invading the world of the guillotine. I was the guilty, and unfortunately, I was too early in the game and too much of a pleb at the series at that point to be able to absolve my sins. So I had literally every single player in the game raining hellfire onto my poor, sweet, succulent asshole.
That happened to me once. That happened to me once in Skyrim. It was my first ever playthrough through Skyrim. And I killed the Thieves Guild.
Oh, I hear that's bad.
I started attacking the Thieves Guild, and I got murdered. That was the stupidest thing. That's like Everis had only been streaming for like 3 months at that point, and I went into the Thieves Guild and I killed them, not thinking that they were NPCs. Oh my god!
I didn't know
so
killing NPCs
funny.
brought so much horror and terror into games like this.
Especially in the Soulsborne games. If you do any of that, they will fight back, and then like consequences will come.
To be fair, if you don't know what the Thieves Guild is, it's easy to assume that Thieves Guild is something you're supposed to kill.
Yeah, they're bad. Like, you guys are bad. Die.
Just an honest mistake.
Well,
Jesus.
I have one more.
Go for it. What's the game?
And this might make Everis sweat a little bit.
Ooh.
So, there's a game that I've been playing on stream. And it is a game where chat plays a brutal RPG. That game also caused me a major rage quit. But for good reason. Well, young Zenith at the age of like 9 or 10 years old learned a little teleportation spell and accidentally teleported himself into solid rock, not realizing that you not only does it kill everyone, but they are permanently lost, and you have to basically start over. I lost characters who were like level 300. And I spent months grinding them up. So I had to start all over. It's an old game called Wizardry. And
text-based RPG.
It's a text-based RPG, and my chat's now playing it. So yeah, that's why I'm like, guys, don't play with the teleportation spell unless if you want to use save states, because you will lose everything. And I mean everything.
Jesus.
Because the thing is, though, once your characters die, the game automatically saves.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Jesus.
That's poor development.
That was probably all on purpose.
Yeah. Well, the game said, you know, fuck you, don't teleport into rock.
Yeah, because the first Wizardry game came out in 1981.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds brutal. That doesn't sound
so
fun
we're playing
at
this on. Yeah, we're playing this on Tuesday. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
all right. Well,
What
there's
about
me
you, Eric?
now.
Yeah.
So I have a
I've
couple
got one
here.
more as well.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go first, Dil. Give us your other one.
No, Eric. You go first, and I'll do mine afterwards. I want to
Okay.
hear yours.
All right, so I have a couple here. One of the most obvious ones, like obviously, there's the Kingdom Hearts. Like I've shared numerous times my love and hate for this game. Does anyone want to figure out what I hate the most about Kingdom Hearts here?
Is it a specific boss, or is it?
Sea.
Under the sea.
Is the god awful fucking music in this game?
Oh,
Oh.
There we go.
It's akin to you ever sit in your apartment or your house or whatever, and you're trying to work, and then like you have a loud neighbor doing something, and like you're just trying to focus, and then all you just keep hearing that and hearing that and hearing that, and you're just like, right, like you're trying to focus. That's how I feel about Kingdom Hearts. Like I'm trying to focus and traverse this level and figure out what I'm doing with it, right? And then all I hear is the stupid jungle music or Under the Sea or whatever, and it makes me just want to take my PlayStation, throw it out the window.
But don't you want sad emo JRPG with the Disney World music in the background?
I mean, I'm dreading it. I'm dreading it because it's going to come back to the backlog soon enough. We're going to get it done. I've said it before and before again. I'm going to get it done.
What?
Okay.
I'm still in the first game. Like, I haven't even beaten the first one yet.
Okay.
You put Kingdom Hearts on your backlog?
Yeah, like I as much as I hate it, I've made the vow to finish
hate
it.
yourself that
it's
much?
Not worth
He
it.
does. He does.
It's not
Eric.
worth it.
Eric,
Okay.
man.
Let's be
Even
real
I'm
here,
like,
guys.
no, don't do
Guys.
this to yourself.
I will say I've played all of them. I will say that not all of them. Like, I played the original, the main 3. I've not gone like crazy with all of it. Well,
I'll be realistic with you. All right, the stuff that Dil puts himself through and Zenith puts himself through in terms of video game, my thing pales in comparison. So that
From one
it's gonna get done.
masochist to another, even I wouldn't do this.
I mean, I have done this.
Yeah, so I mean, it's gonna get done. But that's my beef with Kingdom Hearts.
I did
it's a
actually
very
try Kingdom
special
Hearts 2
game, though.
randomize it though.
It's a very special
Oh,
game,
yeah, I
though, because
remember
that is the stream that Dustin and Hannah met each other on, and then of course they are now married with a child and all that stuff.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
it holds a
they
special
got
place
married.
in
They
all our hearts.
they had kids. All to the sweet, wonderful backdrop of Eric hating life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just hating fucking video games at that point in time. So Kingdom Hearts is definitely one. I have a Dark Souls one. I think everyone has a Dark Souls one. Dark Souls 3.
I think I remember this. I remember you tell me about this.
Dark Souls 3 is the only time I ever rage quit on stream. I was like, I am not playing this shit, and I left.
It wasn't the first boss, I don't think.
Oh, it was the first boss.
Really?
It was the first boss. I was like, this is
God
bullshit. This game. I would have rather fucking taken the $60 I spent, bought a hammer, and hammered my nuts repeatedly than keep going through that boss on that thing.
I'll take it. This is not on the backlog.
It's going to be on a personal backlog. I think there was a pressure.
No, that's going to be the turn of the back door.
No,
back door.
there was this pressure to it where I think it's like kind of Everis, where you're like, I'm bad at this, or it's one of those things where it's like, I'm just not grasping it. And I think there was this pressure to do it on stream. And if I didn't do it on stream, like, I felt like I was either not having a good stream or it wasn't entertaining or whatever, because I just could not progress. Like, people are just sitting there watching me die repeatedly. And some people get sick form of entertainment out of it. But I felt this mental pressure of like, I feel fucking stupid. I want to throw this game out the goddamn window and never touch it again. And I don't think I have touched it again. But
You'd remember if you did.
You would.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, Eric, if you want me to sit down with you and, like, you know, go through Dark Souls 3 with you, I will.
Dil, I would rather spend my friendship with you watching A Princess's Bride.
I haven't seen that yet, so I probably
haven't seen it either.
that's all, you know.
We're gonna do a
God.
Princess's Bride watch party.
Okay, I'm
I'm gonna
down.
purchase this movie and we will have a watch party.
I have to sit and watch the entire Super Mario Brothers Super Show with people on Monday. So
That's fun.
Ooh.
Okay,
it's gonna be fun, but hope we got lots of spaghetti.
And then we'll go ahead and we'll go for my last one here. Twilight Princess. Zenith might be able to grasp this and see what triggered me in Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess.
Ooh. The whole, I would say it's probably like the long side quest that's part of the main quest where you have to try and access City in the Sky. Because like that part is so boring.
No, it's more infuriating than it is.
Is it being turned into a wolf?
Twilight Princess, is it infuriating?
There's a segment in there that's just downright infuriating, and it took me about an hour before I came back to it.
Is it a boss?
No,
Or is
it
it a
is
dungeon?
no. It is one of the quests to progress in the story.
Don't tell me it's the wolf section trying to unlock a Lanayru.
No, it is the escorting the horse carriage to Kuriko Village, and then you have the guys coming through on the little.
I remember my sister playing this.
You're like
this.
escorting to save the God, what are the sea people? All of a sudden, I'm drawing a blank.
The Zora Prince. So, I don't understand how you struggle with that because
the controller aspect of this is just straight anus.
Ooh.
You have to, number one, you can't tap A to get the horse moving. You can't tap A to get opponent moving. You have to hold the stick up to get opponent moving, right? And then you're tapping A to get her to go faster. But then on top of that, you have to juggle this to where you have to now Z target with the bow and arrow, and then you have to fire off the thing. But then you fire off the arrow, and then all of a sudden it goes into first person mode, and the bow and arrow is flinging around everywhere, and then you have to stop and get it out of first person so opponent stops moving. And then all in the meantime, the bats are coming down dropping bombs. You have other dudes coming along dropping bombs, and the carriage lights on fire, and I'm like, just burn, bitch. I don't care anymore.
So, Eric, you mentioned Z targeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you use the Z targeting,
Right.
it is probably one of the easiest things to do in the game because I remember.
Don't say that, Zen.
I'm
Don't
so
say that.
sorry, but like,
Oh, no.
I remember doing this on my YouTube channel when the HD version first released, and I was just like, it's like, I don't understand why they made this escort mission too easy.
No, it's ass.
Oh.
I don't know.
Basically, all you have to do is just target one of the bat things with your bow, and then when the carriage on fire, target that thing, throw a boomerang at it, and then the rest of it is just win now.
No, it's ass. I don't care how you make me feel. Like, see, Morgan agrees with me. She knows it's ass.
Well, that's because Morgan doesn't know the difference between her ass and a bagel.
That was no.
What?
That's me.
I don't get video game advice from Morgan. She doesn't know what she's talking. Like, she struggled. Like, she's like, I played so much as Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I'm really good at the game. And then watching your struggle basically at one of the easiest missions, I'm like, you have no opinion here.
What
Which
happened to
mission was
this?
this?
We're all good at different things. Bullshit, Zen. Come on.
No, Zenith just thinks he's better than all of us.
I'm going to be gatekeeping, Eric. That is an easy mission, buddy.
That mission is anus. All right, that mission is anus.
Anus. You can't sit with us. Be sitting at my Twilight Princess table.
Shigeru Miyamoto made that part of the game. All right, that part of the game is ass.
Yeah, that's because they're just, no.
No, we're done
No,
here.
it's shit. It's little shit. The rest of the game's fine, but that part of the game is little shit. It's stupid.
Watch you replay the game, and then you just blow through it like.
But there was like at least 5 or 10 different parts of the Twilight Princess that like I don't even know was because my constant complaint was that the game that I found the game too easy. There's like probably like 2-3 frustrating parts of the game. So one was the mission to get the Skybook to enter Skykeep because it's way too long, way too boring. It's just a whole bunch of just pointless teleporting around. The other being I find Temple Time very boring, so it's not really frustrating, it's just boring. And I guess exceeding the sky sometimes, like the wind and stuff, like that's kind of frustrating.
Okay, we get it. You're a pro at Twilight Princess. Okay,
He's a pro at Zelda
I'll
in
bow
general,
down
so.
to you, Zenith. You are an expert at Twilight Princess. I'll just bow down to you, and then I'll
no,
go on with
all
my
jokes
pathetic life.
Like to be serious here, Twilight Princess is way easier than Wind Waker, than Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. And like those, and I can understand that Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, for someone that's like still new to Zelda games, or someone that hasn't played it like a million times like I have, is a challenging game. Like even Wind Waker, as like even though like
He
you
didn't
would never
say
die.
the whole game was hard. He just said that one part was hard
Yeah.
that he struggled with.
Yeah.
He didn't say the whole game was hard. He just said
I
that
feel
one
like
part.
Everis right now because Zenith is just like hammering into me.
Judging
And now
you.
I feel like Everis
Yeah.
where it's just like, this is stupid. I'm just going to go on with my pathetic life now because Zenith is a master at fucking Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's funny, but at the same time, though, there's also parts where, for example, I think like Kingdom Hearts, where I majorly struggled at, and where people were telling me in chat, it's like, "Oh my gosh, Zenith, what the hell? That's so easy." It's like
Kingdom
what do
Hearts
you
is
mean
literally
it's easy?
just no. Kingdom Hearts' issues are that the controls and the camera are literal shit.
Yeah.
The environment and the
So-
mechanics of the game are what are playing against you. My last one here, real quick, and this one's really recent, was the little Colonel dude in Resident Evil 4 remake.
Oh yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
talked
little
about this.
The little Napoleon shit, dude. Oh my god! If you do it without the
God.
rocket, you are in for a nightmare of a time.
Wait, I remember you talking about this. Yeah,
You
told
talked
us.
about this.
This is
Yeah,
ooh, that was brutal, dude.
and I
That was
told you
making
that
it
if you have 2 golden eggs, you can kill instantly.
Right. And if you're not doing it with golden eggs, if you don't have the Wonka golden ticket, the rocket launcher, whatever, dude, you're in for a rough ass time.
It
This
took me
thing
about
is
3 attempts.
okay, whatever. All right. It took me
Sorry.
3 hours. There you go.
Took me 30 minutes.
So like it was literally, that was a nightmare, dude. That one I
It
was
was
like,
I will
this game.
admit, it was a lot easier doing that boss than the original than the remake because they
Oh, of
basically made him a
course.
lot more mobile. Like that.
Yeah,
That's
in
the
the
issue
remake,
with that.
In the remake, he's full mobile.
Yeah,
Like he
He is.
flies
And that-
around and it's
I like that. I like that he's more mobile. I think it's like makes it more challenging.
I got out of it. I persevered. I moved on with my life. I hope I never see that little shit again. So there you go.
Unless they make a
those are-
Resident Evil 4 remake.
they better fix it and make him stationary again because I'm not doing that.
No, they'll make him 10 times faster.
All right, before we head out of here, Dil says he has another one.
Well, to continue on the Soulsborne train, even though I am a big Soulsborne fan, there is one Soulsborne game that has made me rage quit for a period of time before I went back to it, and it's actually my favorite Soulsborne game, Bloodborne.
Zenith beat this one in 20 minutes, apparently.
Probably.
Yes,
He's an expert.
I beat it from the womb, and it wasn't even out yet. Okay, so what boss did you win?
What
Was
boss
it the
made me rage quit?
DLC or non-DLC?
Good question.
Well, answer
good
that part so he can
DLC
narrow
or
it
Answer
down.
the question.
I'm literally asking you.
It was DLC, yeah.
Orphan and Cost.
No.
Was it Ludwig?
Yes.
Which is weird because for some reason everyone was telling me that like, hey, Zenith is this because like remember, so like you mentioned, Eric, that like sometimes something could be very easy for someone but very difficult for someone else.
Right.
Well, Ludwig I actually beat on my first try, and everyone was saying Zenith, oh my Zenith, I can't wait for you to play this, and they're like, what the hell, you beat it. But then Living Failures, I actually rage quit the DLC at that boss. I couldn't beat him.
Really?
I could not beat it.
Wow. Because I rage quit the DLC at Ludwig for a month and then came back to it and took me another, like, I think, hour to, like, beat it. But the Living Failures took me, I think, maybe 1 or 2 attempts.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yep,
Oh my
I couldn't
God.
beat it after about a couple dozen tries.
Is
Yeah.
Bloodborne one of the easier ones or the harder Soulsborne?
Oh,
Because this is
no,
actually
no,
on the
no, no.
backlog.
Second hardest.
Second hardest in the game, in the series, yeah.
Yeah, Sekiro's the
God.
hardest.
Bloodborne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bloodborne, it is.
Some people
It is-
say it's easier.
It depends on the player. Like, some people it's easier, some people it's harder. I think Bloodborne's one of the hardest ones to get your head
Yeah.
in. Like,
I'm someone that cowers like a bitch behind a shield.
You have to be
So.
very aggressive with Bloodborne. Like, if you can't cower, you can't, like, protect yourself. You have to be fast-paced, and you have to be always attacking.
Sekiro's the samurai
like
one,
Witcher.
right?
Yeah.
Sekiro is the samurai one where it's basically a rhythm game where you have to basically time your parries correctly in order to avoid taking damage. You can dodge, but it's more recommended to do the parrying system.
I can't parry for shit, so we're screwed.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why a lot of people would say it's the hardest one out of all of them.
Play Sekiro, but with the Donkey Kong bongos.
Okay.
Good God.
That sounds like fun. Sounds like a good Friday night in gaming.
Yeah.
All right, that is going to be it for this episode. So I will go back to here. Yeah, that's it for us this week, guys. Thanks for sharing your ragey moments with us. We'll come back to this again at some point because I'm sure over time we'll develop more ragey moments, especially when Everis gets back to A Link to the Past. Can't wait to hear this.
I might play at some point, so
we should all just pitch in and like donate to our St. Jude campaigns if someone beats one of their ragey games. I'll torture myself for
I'll torture
Kingdom
myself
Hearts.
for charity. Yeah,
I'll
play
torture myself with
yeah.
Under the Sea. But
Under the Sea.
Yeah, and then I'll just do the horse mission in Twilight Princess over and over and over and over.
Zen will just show you how to beat it.
For the kids.
For the kids. Yeah. But yeah, you could tell there's a vast difference in like us here and what we're good at and what we're not good at and what triggers us and whatnot. It really is like a personality and a skill trait. Like, some people are really good stuff, some aren't.
Yeah, like I can't like I don't think I could be really good with being able to do what Everis does with The Witcher and
right.
be able to like play the game that much and manage to do all that. It's very impressive. And with Dil, like with what he does for his Pokemon, like Kaizo and like all its different challenges, like that's very impressive for me. And Eric,
yeah, it's Everis's Witcher playthroughs are epic.
Eric silent. There you go.
No, I'm actually typing something in the live chat for Everis here. So yeah, that is it for this week. Let's get to some of the administrative stuff here. So back to the backlog. Episode 1 is up on the YouTube channel. I'm behind on the video versions of the podcast, so I will get those up soon. Hannah's going to get some more clips uploaded. We got a bunch of those that we're cranking out. Pow and I are working on them. And then we'll get a more steady flow with those going now that we're getting caught up with them. The next pod is April 6th. So there will be no more for March. We'll be back on April 6th. I will be at WonderCon in Anaheim. Pow and I are going to go out there. We're going to get into the comic book world, and we're going to just spend hundreds of dollars on expensive paper.
Cool. I'll be away next week anyways. So that's fine.
Yeah, so that'll be, and then so yeah, we got April 6th, and then we do have the 20th. We might have a guest spot for that one, Zenith. Are we working that out?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to hear back from her. She's very busy.
Gotcha. Okay. So we'll see how that goes, but definitely be back April 6th. On that note, this is Good Friends, Good Games. We appreciate you hanging out with us. ! Social media for all that good link stuff. I think Morgan might have already put it, but if she didn't, it's there for you. Catch all that. I will be back on Wednesday on the Eric Anthony channel. We'll do another episode of Back to the Backlog and go catch all these lovely fine people. Zenith, Everis, Dil. Catch them all on streams. Zenith, are you streaming today?
No.
Nope, no streams from Zenith.
Your boy needs a break.
Yay.
You can catch Dil early in the AM, and then Everis is a nighttime streamer, which he is on.
I'll be playing. I might be doing a stream tomorrow in the evening in my time. So,
there you go. That would be early AM for you.
Well, might like lunchtime for some people.
Yeah, sometimes. Dil's the Brit, so we've always got a weird time discrepancy there. But yeah, you can catch all these lovely fine people there. They're all fantastic. They all have great streams, and they're all good at certain games. There you go. We'll catch you guys soon. Thank you again for hanging out with us.